Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our coverage of Rough Rider football on KNOX. We're getting ready to start our pregame report, brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment here at 5:30. Just testing out the audio real quick, making sure that we're coming through crisp and clear, getting ready for Rough Riders and Bruins on KNOX Live Sports.
The following is a presentation of KNOX Sports.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our coverage of Grand Forks Red River Rough Rider football on KNOX Live Sports. Tonight they're taking on the Fargo South Bruins, a battle of two North Dakota High School football Class 2A East Region rivals. This broadcast is brought to you by Grand Trailer Sales and Rivard's Turf and Forage. My name is Sam Jensen. I'll be doing the play-by-play this evening. Alongside me, my partner, Adrian Cummings. He'll be doing color commentary as well as handling some of our tech responsibilities behind the camera. We have Joey Spenger, the eyes of our KNOX Live Sports department. We're going to jump right into this pregame report, which is brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life, as well as True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. Adrian, the Rough Riders on a two-game winning streak after beating Central Cass and then Wahpeton last week, getting ready for Grand Forks Central next week, but they got to keep their eye on the ball against a Bruins team who's on a six-game losing streak.
Yeah, Sam, this would be a nice matchup for the Rough Riders tonight. Happy to have it for you folks on KNOX TV. Of course, like you said, the Rough Riders kind of started the season well and then maybe got a little cold there, but they've had very, very nice back-to-back games. They won a tight one against Central Cass, which I'm sure we will talk about, and also had a very, very strong showing against Wahpeton, kind of what you'd expect out of this Rough Riders team. They're starting to gel pretty nicely with Matt Dosh kind of getting to maybe get a little more comfortable under center. And across from them, of course, is a Bruins team that has left a little to be desired this year. This is a team that had a 12-point lead on Central with 5 minutes to go earlier this season, and Central was able to pull it out at home. But snake-bitten, I think, is the word that I'd say for Fargo South. They definitely have some of the talent. We'll spotlight some of that as we move on to this pregame report. But it should be a nice game tonight. I think Red River's got to play disciplined football because this is a game that South could potentially sneak away from them if all falls well.
Fargo South is a team that is loaded with talent. Like you mentioned, we'll be talking about that later on throughout the duration of this pregame report. You had mentioned some close games that they lost, losing to the Knights of Grand Forks Central in Fargo by a score of 41-38, a barn burner down in Fargo. Also losing to Fargo North by one possession, 28-21, and Devils Lake. That was a two-possession game, 39-23. Let's jump into our first segment, and that is our drive for the title, taking a look at the state 2A football poll as well as the Eastern Conference standings in North Dakota High School football Class 2A. Taking a look at the statewide poll first, Adrian, Minot North, Kindred, without a doubt, the number 1 and 2 teams in the state. And then there's kind of some separation. We saw Grand Forks Central was able to kind of stick tight with Kindred when they played the Vikings last week here at Cushman Field. But right now it looks like it's going to be a battle between the Sentinels and the Vikings.
And this state AA, statewide East and West poll, Sam, is shaping up kind of how we thought it would early in the season. Of course, Minot North and Kindred. Minot North, I think, made it to the state semis last year, their first year as a varsity program. Kindred, of course, won the state championship at the single A level, and they've won 3 out of the last 4 at that single A level. So these are two very high-quality teams up top. Then, like you mentioned, then it kind of starts to get a little more interesting in that sort of that best of the rest tier. Obviously, see Devils Lake there at 5-2 overall. Central come in right on their heels at 6-1, and then Red River at 4-3. So the top Minot North and Devils Lake are considered our West teams. And you look at the East standings, and Kindred and Grand Forks Central are 1-2, but Red River has done a nice job of kind of hanging in play and doing really well to sort of keep themselves in the conversation. Maybe we thought earlier this season that I don't know exactly what kind of season the Rough Riders are going to have, but they've done very, very well. And as you can see in the polling, they are right on Central's heels. A win tonight, of course, over a conference foe, and Fargo South will boost them to 3 conference wins. And then that kind of that big game next week against Grand Forks Central. Earlier in the season, we thought maybe that wasn't going to mean so much, but now as this bracket and the standings are shaping up, it could be a very big game at Cushman Field next week, Sam.
Excellent point. Grand Forks Red River, like you noted, Adrian, has made their way into the top 5 after last week's blowout victory over Wahpeton down in Wahpeton. Then taking a look at the Eastern standings in Class 2A, Grand Forks Red River sitting at 3. They can secure themselves a spot in the postseason with a victory tonight over Fargo South. The only way that Grand Forks Red River would not advance to the postseason is if they would lose out and Fargo South would win out. So Grand Forks Red River can eliminate any of that uncertainty with a victory tonight over Fargo South here in North Dakota High School football 2A East Region action. This is Rough Rider football on KNOX Live Sports. We're making our way through the pregame report. We're going to take a quick break here. Word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll return with this pregame show brought to you by Signature Graphics and True North Equipment.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more, fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what this feels like. We could try to put it into words, but nothing compares to experiencing it for yourself. You just have to get in the seat.
Visit True North Equipment at any of our 10 locations or at www.truenorthequipment.com.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back to our coverage of North Dakota high school football on KNOX Live Sports Network, brought to you by Grand Trailer Sales and Rivard's Turf and Forage. We're making our way through this pregame show. This pregame show is brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life, and True North Equipment. True to our values, driven by you. Getting ready for this matchup. First kick scheduled at 6 o'clock at Cushman Field here in Grand Forks. The Red River Rough Riders taking on the Fargo South Bruins. We're going to take a look at another element of ours, and this is our Tools to the Game, brought to you by Logan State Farm, Logan Karski Agency, protecting what matters most to you. Starting off with the visitors. The visitors have a name that really pops off on the program with his size and certainly some of the college offers that he's already received. That's Drew Kessel, number 17 for Fargo South, the junior tight end / defensive lineman, 6'7", 210 pounds, and he has offers from North Dakota State. All right, you see that around the state of North Dakota oftentimes. North Dakota high school football. Offer from the Gophers, a little less common, but you still see it every once in a while. And then the big one, the University of Michigan. So getting some interest from some of the more traditional powerhouses in NCAA Division I FBS football is Drew Kessel. And we saw him last year, Adrian, in our coverage for Grand Forks Central inside the Alara Center. He had 4 touchdowns in that loss, the Bruins losing to Grand Forks Central in double overtime. That was the famous night special play where Grand Forks Central was able to win it in double overtime. Drew Kessel, certainly a player that we're going to keep an eye for all night long, both on offense and defense. Another player that we have mentioned on our screen is Kobe Simmers. Kobe Simmers is a junior wide receiver, defensive back, 5'10", 160 pounds. Also gets mixed into the rushing game as well. He has 152 carries on the season for the Bruins. And then an athlete that we're going to keep an eye on for on special teams is Henry Agray. Henry Agray listed on our program as a running back linebacker. He's a senior at 5'11", so watch out for some potential big plays from the Bruins on special teams. Adrian, who are our State Farm Logan Karski Agency players to keep an eye out for for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, Sam, some names that you're definitely familiar with if you followed our KNOX sports coverage over the last few years. It starts in the back, of course, Matthew Dosh. He is the senior quarterback, and who we thought last year would probably be sort of the starter presumptive for this season. Ends up sliding into a little bit of a different role earlier this year, a little maybe some tight end, some a little wildcat quarterback, maybe some wide receiver. Makes a lot of his impact on the defensive side of the ball as a safety and corner. Typically is going to play kind of your free safety type of position. And also their punter, but he's, with Reese Walters, gets a pretty serious ankle sprain a couple weeks ago. Matt Dosh has stepped in and has done a tremendous job leading this Rough Riders team. They are 2-1 when he starts. He had a big, gutsy fake punt conversion on fourth down to extend their drive. Ended up pulling it out against Central Cass 14-12, and it quite literally would not have been possible without kind of his gumption. So Matt Dosh has done a very, very nice job for this Rough Riders team and kind of some fill-in duty. But that's what you get. I mean, you talk to basically anyone that's coached this kid at any level of sports, and what they say is that he is the hardest worker on the field, on the court, on the diamond, wherever he plays. He is going to bust his ass for you, and that's what you get if you're the Rough Riders. Some other kind of skill positions that we've talked about before. Noah Brandvold has had a nice season, look to build on that. And Max Manassa, who has separated himself as the number one target for this Rough Riders offense, especially through the air. I expect them to be impact playmakers tonight. But again, it starts with Matt Dosh in the back. Also throw out there that as we're looking through warm-ups, Reese Walters, again, their true starting quarterback, was warming up and playing on the field. We saw him playing with the first-team offense in warm-ups. Not sure if he will end up getting the nod tonight or not. Maybe that's a little misdirection. Maybe he's got a couple series, but he's coming back from a sprained ankle. So this Rough Riders team has gelled well behind their quarterback number 2, but quarterback number 1 might be looming in the shadows, Sam.
That's right. Something we will keep an eye out for is Reese Walters, starting quarterback to begin the year for the Rough Riders, has been week to week since he injured his ankle earlier this season. The other players that we have listed on our screen, Brandvold and Manassa, kind of speaks to the depth. We had an article published in the Grand Forks Herald. Alex Faber wrote that. Vern Muir really pleased with the depth of this Rough Rider team. He mentioned in their most previous game they had 6 different ball carriers and they had 4 different guys, or actually, correction, it's completely the opposite. They had 6 different guys catch a pass and 4 different ball carriers. So that's a lot of the recent success that the Rough Riders have had. Vern Muir has attributed to their depth that they've been forced to build throughout the season.
Yes, and the Rough Riders team and their strength is the team. I mean, a few years ago, you saw some real standout athletes. J.B. Walters comes to mind. Pierce Parks, of course, a great quarterback. Zach Kraft, or not Zach Kraft, his brother. Tommy Kraft, that's right, excuse me. They've had kind of these superstar-type first-team All-State players, and this year maybe their team's built a little bit differently. That's a little bit more by committee, but that's what you get in these games. I mean, Wahpeton, they explode offensively, but it's not really just like, hey, the star player got 3 touchdown reps. It's, a couple guys got a ball here, and he got a ball in the red zone, and he got one in the end zone. It's really been quite impressive for the Rough Riders. Sam, before we jump out of this Logan Karski State Farm Agency tools of the game, I do have a trivia question for you. Drew Kessel has received an offer from the University of Minnesota. He is looking to become the second or the most recent player potentially to commit there since who? We'll send it to a break, and we can maybe take it back in the next segment to see if you get it. But Drew Kessel with an offer from Minnesota, big playmaker for the Fargo South Bruins, will look to follow in whose Bruins footsteps.
This is Rough Rider football on KNOX Live Sports. We'll be right back.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Blue-Rich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our number one.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
As we welcome you back into our Signature Graphics and Apparel and True North Equipment pregame show. My name is Adrian Cummings, flanked on my right by your play-by-play voice of the Red River Rough Riders, Sam Jensen. Sam, kind of a windy and cold night here at Red River. It'd be interesting to see if that changes the complexion of this game. We were in our pregame prep meeting this afternoon with our sports information director, and kind of the rain was still falling. It was a little foggy. We weren't quite sure, but it looks like maybe the weather will hold off tonight, but might be a factor this evening at Cushman Field.
Could be a factor. Certainly lots of rain. I saw 2 inches of total accumulation today in Grand Forks. I believe Cushman Field, being new turf, should have gotten rid of most of that moisture. If we see some players slipping, that would be the reason why. Very wet day here in Grand Forks and all throughout the Red River Valley. Shouldn't play too much of a factor as no more rain is expected in the forecast throughout the duration of this matchup. Getting ready for some North Dakota high school football. Grand Forks, Red River taking on Fargo South on the Rivard's Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. We'll take a look at our next element on this pregame report, and this is going to be our keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports. See what's new for the season. Stop in today, starting off with your home team, your Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders. Sports information director just put Matt Dosh, and we talked about him extensively during the State Farm Logan Karski Agency Tools of the Game segment. He had 7 touchdowns a week ago in that victory for Grand Forks Red River. They beat Wahpeton by a score of 55-26. Dosh having his hand in 7 of those touchdowns on offense and defense. So he's going to need to have a big performance, especially this game has the potential to go into a shootout with the weapons that Fargo South has. So Dosh might have to step up and have a similar type performance that he did a week ago down in Wahpeton. And then we talked extensively about some of the targets that Fargo South has. We talked about Drew Kessel. They also have Amari Taylor returning from a year ago, and also Javon Anderson. So a lot of weapons for Fargo South. How is Red River going to be able to contain them? Some players in the secondary that are certainly going to be challenged. Cam Irian, if he's healthy, as well as Siku Bility. And then the question remains, who's going to guard Drew Kessel, the tight end? Are you going to task that with your linebacker? Is that going to be Matthew Dosh? Is that going to be Connor Bishop-Diaz? Jack Helgeson, certainly a matchup that will be intriguing to watch when this Fargo South offense is on the field for the Rough Rider defense. Adrian, what are the keys to the game for the Bruins?
Well, I think number one, Sam, is figure out their quarterback situation. Their everyday starter, which I have listed as Silas Johnson, I think I heard in week 3 he tore his ACL. Kind of big hit for this Bruins team. Obviously, Silas coming in is a sophomore, so he's got the nod young for the Bruins, but that's your QB number 1 that kind of pops out of the game. So they got to figure out what they're doing in the backfield. Like you mentioned, they have some big targets. So there's a little bit of the pressure might be off a little bit if you can just get the ball to your skill players. And that's sort of what the second key to the game is, brought to you by Jarrell Sports and Hockey World, is stretching the field. You got to get the ball in the hands of your playmakers. I mean, Drew Kessel, will probably talk up, down, and sideways about him tonight, rightfully so. But if Fargo South can get the ball at least to their skill players, they give themselves a good fighting chance.
And talking with Tyler Kossel before the game, he told us about the quarterback issues for Fargo South. Adrian, you mentioned it, Silas Johnson going down with a knee injury earlier this season, thrusting the senior into the starting role. That's Austin Morris. So Austin Morris, the challenge for him is to get enough time in the pocket, A, and B, when he does have a clean pocket, get the ball out to his playmakers, Drew Kessel, Amari Taylor, Anderson, and the rest of the bunch. Fargo South has the playmakers, so the challenge is going to be able to protect your quarterback long enough, maybe roll him out to the pocket to create more time, and also some strong, accurate throws down the field. Once again, these are our keys to the game, brought to you by Jarrell Sports. Hockey season right around the corner. We're getting ready for just 1 week remaining after this matchup against Fargo South for Grand Forks Red River to close out the season. Like we mentioned earlier, next week against their crosstown rival in the Cushman Classic against Grand Forks Central, and then it's on to the playoffs. The Rough Riders can secure a spot in the postseason with a victory tonight over the Fargo South Bruins. But hockey season, like we mentioned, right around the corner. Get your new gear at Jarrell Sports and Hockey World right here in Grand Forks. We're making our way through this pregame report. Pregame show brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. And True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. We're going to take another break as we're getting closer to a 6 o'clock kick for Rough Rider football on KNOX Live Sports. We'll be right back.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need. Turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto at Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this coverage of North Dakota high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network, getting ready for a 6 o'clock kick. This matchup between Grand Forks Red River and Fargo South, East Region opponents in North Dakota high school football at the Class 2A level. Right now, earlier this week, Ryan Cunningham, our sports director, had an opportunity to sit down with Noah Brandvold, and this is going to be our player spotlight, and that is brought to you by Acme Tools, your Kubota sales and service full-line dealer. Let's hear from Noah Brandvold for the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders.
Noah Brandvold is our player spotlight tonight, the running back that is the do-it-all kind of guy. We have watched this guy get his body punished for the last couple of years for Red River football, while others have been getting a lot of glory and moving the ball. And so this is his opportunity to I guess, shine out there. And Noah, I don't think I'm overstating that. I know that you'll downplay it, but the fact of the matter is that, last year you did some dirty work while some other guys were getting into the end zone all the time, and you're doing a little bit more of that this year. You like that role? You like the guy being the big bruiser? That's the nice change up for this Rough Rider running game?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to sound like weird about it, but it's fun to kind of get down and have to dig deep. And it's just I don't know. That's what I like. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have like just easy runs in the end zone, but I really think like really working for that stuff just makes it feel so much better.
Well, we enjoy watching it. I know I enjoy watching you get rough and tumble and get in there and do the thing. Noah, let's talk about how this game got started for you. Going back in time, take us back to when you first found the game of football and, how that came about, and then maybe share a memory with us about what it was like to, something that stands out in the past that you had when you were playing young person's football in Grand Forks.
Well, I started in 4th grade for like tackle football, but I had brothers that would help me a lot, even like before that. And like, I don't know, they kind of helped me like develop and like really love football. I've played since 4th grade to now. My favorite memory, it'd probably have to be last year with in the dome. That was a really cool moment. Just
absolutely, it was. Yeah, I mean, to be there with your guys and all the scenery and everything like that, that must really blow a young person's mind to be out there on that big field, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I get nervous for every game, but for some reason that game, I don't know, I wasn't nervous. I wanted to win so bad, and I think a lot of my teammates did. We just couldn't pull that one off.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're winning lately. I mean, you've really turned some things around the last couple of weeks. It's been fun to watch, and we'll get to more of that here in a second. But, Noah, let's talk about you, the student in Student Athlete. Tell us what it is that you have as maybe a favorite opportunity to study or a favorite class, and what you might see as a path going forward for you.
I don't know. I don't love school. I just do it because I kind of have to. Yeah. My favorite class, I don't even know. All my classes are pretty easy this year, so it's not. But I enjoy like math, I guess. Gym, obviously, because you get to move around and stuff.
Sure.
Path going forward. Well, I like doing MMA outside of football, and I've been kind of getting into like some day trading stuff lately. That I could see being an opportunity to do stuff like that.
Okay. No, I'm going to give you bonus points for being honest and say, hey, I go to school because it's something I got to do. There's a lot of people that go to work because it's something they got to do, right, Noah? So you're right there. We all feel it. That's good.
Yeah.
You kind
got to do the right stuff.
You kind of shared some of this with us already, but when it comes down to your time away from being both a student and an athlete, things that you like to spend your free time with, you mentioned, getting involved with MMA and some day trading and that type of thing. Anything else you like to do with your free time, Noah?
I don't know, hang out with friends. But most of the time, it's just like trying to get better at the stuff I enjoy. Pretty much.
All right. Well, let's talk about being a Grand Forks Red River Rough Rider. Obviously, this team is starting to come together, and you've had some big success the last couple of weeks. And you had the last year run as well to the state championship game. So you've had some really, really great moments with Red River. What does it mean to be a Rough Rider and be out there with this group of players?
I love it. I enjoy every moment. My brothers went through the same path of going through Red River, and I've been like watching their games since before I even played. And it's just so cool to like be here now, I guess. Cause I remember like always like being at like the games and just like playing catch with my friends and just imagining like one day playing here. And it's so cool. Like I've been around Red River my whole life. It's just awesome to be here and play.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Welcome back to our coverage of North Dakota High School football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network, getting ready for first kick just moments away between the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders and the Fargo South Bruins. That will wrap up our pregame show. That is brought to you by Signature Graphics. We craft your vision, you watch it come to life. And True North Equipment, true to our values, driven by you. Adrian, we are excited for what is senior night here at Grand Forks Red River. They still have one final game remaining on Cushman Field next week against Grand Forks Central, but this is their designated senior night, so it means a little extra for some of these 12th graders on the field for the Rough Riders.
Yeah, a little bit of a special moment. You know, obviously got introduced in the pregame. The parents and the players wearing their roses, which is a very nice touch. Of course, the Rough Riders now to be introduced as a team as they typically are, looking to continue this two-game winning streak that they're on, Sam, with a pair of nice victories they had. Looking to make it one more against Fargo South as a final tune-up before the crosstown rivalry. The Cushman Classic should be a nice night for football here in the Twin Cities.
And the greater Grand Forks area, we're excited for it. East Grand Forks losing last night to Dilworth, Glendon, Felton. Other games in action in the East region of North Dakota High School football, Class 2A in the East region. Grand Forks Central playing Castleton. That will be tomorrow. And then also Wahpeton taking on Kindred. So those are the other games taking place in the East region as we're getting ready next week, being the final week of action in the regular season before we start postseason play. The Rough Riders can clinch themselves a spot in the postseason with a victory tonight over Fargo South. The only situation in which the Rough Riders would not advance to the playoffs would be if they were to lose out and Fargo South were to win out. So the Rough Riders can really take care of that equation by securing a victory tonight over the Bruins, led by their head coach, Tyler Kossel. The Rough Riders coached by Vern Meir. Of course, the Rough Riders a season ago losing in the Dakota Bowl to West Fargo Horace, coming back, reloading their roster after much attrition from a season ago, really starting to build depth in the program. Started off a little rocky, but right now on a two-game winning streak, trying to stretch it to 3 tonight against Fargo South, and it will be the return unit coming out onto the field for the Rough Riders. We'll get our first look at this Rough Rider offense just moments away. We'll see if it's Reese Walters or if it's Matthew Dosh taking snaps for Grand Forks.
Should be a nice night for football here, Sam, in Grand Forks. 63 degrees at kickoff. Temperature should stay right around here for the majority of the evening. Potential shot of rain a little bit later. Will likely be on and packed up as the kick is up. It is takes his first bounce at the 14, and here we go.
Back to return it for the Rough Riders is Brody Neal. He will be taken down short of the 30-yard line, officially downed at the 28. And this is where the Rough Riders will start their first offensive possession of the game, and it looks like Matthew Dosh will be leading Grand Forks Red River's offense once again. He's been filling in admirably since the injury to Reese Walters on his ankle. The Rough Riders, like you mentioned, Adrian, during our pregame show, 2-1 since they have had Matthew Dosh as their quarterback number 1. We'll see what style of offense they want to run tonight against Fargo South, starting off with the peculiar linemen. All their linemen will now filter into their regular positions. Power formation, Dosh under center, throwing a man in motion. They'll pitch it. That's going to be to Brody Neal, trying to run to the near side. He's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good pursuit by the Bruin defense. It'll be a short gain of maybe half of a yard for Grand Forks Red River, trying to cause some misdirection in the backfield with how they initially lined up, but this Bruin defense not fooled.
Javon Anderson with some nice shutdown speed there. Sam got him from the back and kind of slowed him down with that first little grab, and then the Bruins swarm. Riders just pick up 1 on the first play of the game.
Dosh now in shotgun formation. In the backfield with him is Noah Brandvold. And Brandvold will get the carry, trying to run it up the gut of that offensive line for the Rough Riders. He's able to pick up a solid chunk of about 4 yards. This will make it 3rd down and medium on our All True Health System scoreboard. Looks like 4 yards still left to go on 3rd down for the Rough Riders from their own 34-yard line. 3rd down and 4 upcoming for Red River.
Be a nice conversion to have in hand if you're Red River, Sam. You take the ball or you get the ball early, be able to do a little something with it. It'd be real tough to start 3 and out and put a little more wind in the sails of the Bruins.
I formation, Brandvold in the backfield. It'll be a play action. Dosh keeps it, has room to run. He's going to tuck it, and he gets the first down, crosses the 40, tackled at the 45 of Grand Forks Red River. A designed quarterback run. Dosh knew he was keeping it the entire way, and they move the chains. 1st down, Grand Forks.
Riders moving quickly here, Sam, and that's kind of some of the benefit you have of a Matt Dosh who's played at the other skill positions is you don't know if it's going to be play action. He's going to drop back to pass, or if he'll just take off, flashes the legs there, and picks up a much-needed 1st down.
Shotgun formation. Dosh drops back to pass. It's a screenplay to Brandvold, and he's blown up immediately. Nice tackle there by Adrone Wilson for the Bruins. It will be a gain of 2 for Red River on the screenplay. Brandvold tackled immediately after the reception from Matthew Dosh.
Sam, I would describe this Bruins team as scrappy. As we look out on the field, they got some shorter players out there, but man, do they play physical, do they play tough.
Doing a good job pursuing the ball carrier so far. Not fooled on that screenplay. Red River once again in shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side. Play action. Dosh looking deep down the field. Defender falls down but unable to haul it in for Grand Forks Red River as Liam Wadlow, as a defensive back for Fargo South, got tripped up. Would have been a walk-in touchdown for the Rough Riders. Not able to get connected there was Dosh and Wadlow. 3rd down and long upcoming for the Rough Riders. That's going to be viewed as a missed opportunity.
And Dosh hanging in there with the 6'10", 170 frame of Javon Anderson coming down on top of him, coming off that, what would be, I guess, Dosh's right edge. But Dosh kind of got flustered on the pass, but it would have been, like you said, a walk-in touchdown.
Dosh rolling out to his right, throwing it down the field, jump ball, and it's going to be a pass interference trying to get connected with Neal. In coverage for Fargo South was Medit Ajak, and that will be a pass interference. Red River getting bailed out there for a lack of better terms. Just throwing that one up was Dosh and getting the call from the Bruins secondary. Automatic 1st down for Red River.
Yeah, the hands were on the hips there, Sam, like a middle school dance. I mean, that was clearly PI. Rough Riders will get a nice 1st down, but Fargo South, for what it can be said, I mean, they've played decent defense thus far. Would have easily had Red River trotting off the field there.
The Bruins, the first team to get a flag against them, and it's a costly one. It will push the Rough Riders into Fargo South territory. 1st down and 10 from the Bruin 39-yard line. Like you said, Adrian, Grand Forks Red River has been forced to convert on 2 straight 3rd downs. One they were able to get on the ground, one through the air. And this is a reverse that is blown up in the backfield. Getting the carry was Mo Kamara for Grand Forks Red River, and he's tackled in the backfield. Seeing Javon Anderson back there for Fargo South, that will be a loss of 5. 2nd down and 15 upcoming for Grand Forks Red River.
I mean, for the most part, South has only been rushing 4 guys, Sam, but man, are they manufacturing a lot of pressure on this Red River line early.
Kessel on the near side, star defensive lineman for Fargo South. Dosh rolls that way, has a man down the field. It's a jump ball, fighting for it and getting the reception for Red River is Oliver Piper. That will be good enough for about 7-8 yards. It will still be a 3rd down, but Piper wrestling that ball out of the Fargo South's defensive back for a tough reception, leading to a 3rd down and manageable for Grand Forks.
Very nice pickup for Red River there. They're just at 3rd and 5 at the 34-yard line of the Fargo South Bruins, so they've done a nice job. I mean, to get a big completion when they need it. That was a true 50-50 ball, and it was just man-on-man football, Sam.
Red River 2 for 2 on 3rd down on this first offensive possession of the game. Dosh dropping back, has a man on the near side. It's Brandvold, and throws it just 1 stride too far. Unable to get connected was Dosh and Brandvold. Brandvold had some green space to run in front of him if you were able to haul in that reception. Kind of no man's land here, Adrian. You got to expect the Rough Riders to bring the offense out for a 4th down attempt.
I would think so. I mean, Dosh is a pretty good punter, but I don't think that punting is his specialty, so expect him to pin between the 5 in the goal line might be a little tough. I like the idea of going for it here.
And the Riders are going for it. Dosh takes the snap. He's going to pass, and he immediately looks to run, trying to get it up the middle, and he has enough for the first down. Now inside the 20, inside the 15, taken down at the 14-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 25 yards for the quarterback for Red River, Matthew Dosh. He picks up a 4th down conversion for Grand Forks Red River.
Red River is perfect tonight, Sam, on the money downs there. I guess they're 2 for 3 on 3rd down, but 1 for 1 on 4th down. 2 of them coming by way of Dosh's legs as they go quick here. Hand up underneath Brandbold, works left side, gets swallowed up by that line. Dosh has got 2 first downs with his legs tonight, Sam, on the downs that they need it.
And on that 4th down conversion for Red River, it almost looked like a designed quarterback draw. When Red River needs those tough yards, they will turn to the legs of their quarterback, Matthew Dosh. Number 13, the senior, has a solid frame, 6'3", 200 pounds, so he has the frame to take some hits, and Grand Forks Red River is not afraid to utilize his legs. 2nd down and 8 now for the Rough Riders. And we have a flag before.
False start.
This will be a false start. It will push the Rough Riders back 5 yards behind the sticks. So now 1 flag assist to each team. A false start against the Rough Riders. And earlier this drive on a 3rd down for Grand Forks Red River, Fargo South got flagged for a pass interference. This pushes Grand Forks Red River back to the 17-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 13 with the line to gain at the 4. So the Rough Riders still have the liberty to pick up a fresh set of downs before punching it into the end zone. Dosh shotgun formation, bunch to the right side. And that's where Dosh will run it. Good job by the offensive line, creating some space. Dosh inside the 5, diving forward, marked down, past the line to gain. It will be a 1st down for Grand Forks Red River. 1st and goal from the 3. Once again, Dosh moving the chains with his legs.
Dosh, I would imagine, Sam, it's an unofficial tally, but he's probably got 45, maybe 55 yards on the ground just on this drive alone. So you see, again, our sports information director, Ryan Cunningham, had it right. Dosh.
Dosh has been carrying this Rough Rider offense on this first possession of the football game. Here's that peculiar lineup pre-snap once again for the Rough Riders. That was their first play from scrimmage. Now it will be a power formation for the Rough Riders. They're going to give it to Brandvold, trying to squeak his way in along the right side of the offensive line. He's stopped short, getting taken down at the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal from the 1. Upcoming for the Rough Riders. Good push so far early on from the Rough Rider offensive line.
Yes, Sam, and to think that this drive was really 3rd and long with no chance of converting 5 minutes ago nearly on the play clock. Riders now firmly in the RBB Electric red zone, looking to pound it in as handoff comes in low. Looks like tush push. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Grand Forks Red River. Matthew Dosh punches this one in. We'll show you the replay, brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Matthew Dosh is in there among the massive bodies. He gets the quarterback keeper, and he just stretches his 6'3" frame across the goal line, and the Rough Riders get the first score of the football game, 6-0 on our All True Health System scoreboard.
So Red River goes driving on that first possession, Sam, and they did a nice job of hanging onto the ball. Matthew Dosh gets rewarded for what was a huge drive for him on the ground. Like I said, probably close to 50-some yards on that one possession alone. And we'll see if they can tack on the extra point here and take a clean 7 from the Bruins.
Rylan Green is the kicker. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. Grand Forks Red River extends their lead after the point after touchdown, 7-0 after the quarterback keeper from Matthew Dosh puts Grand Forks Red River up early on our All True Health System scoreboard. It's Rider 7, Bruin 0. We're going to take a quick break here. Word from our sponsors. When we come back, Fargo South will have their crack at it on offense. This is North Dakota High School football on KNOX.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Rough Rider kickoff team out onto the field after the offense put together a 75-yard plus drive to start the football game. Just what the doctor ordered for the Rough Rider offense. Will their defense be able to keep the momentum on the Red River sideline? Out for the kickoff for Grand Forks Red River is Rylan Green. This will land at the 30-yard line. It was attempted to be caught by Fargo South's number 19, Will Reiger. Eventually, he does fall on it. A scary play there for the return team for Fargo South, but it will be an innocent, no-mistake play. The Bruins will have their first offensive possession begin at their own 24-yard line.
The Bruins may be playing a little jumpy on that first kick return, Sam. That ball, right, Rieger is the up back there. He's supposed to let that ball just fly over his head, but it kind of started floating in this little weird spot, so he turns back and starts heading towards his own end zone to grab the ball. But typical football knowledge says you just let the deep back go and take it. But let's see if those nerves can shake off. Your Bruins going to start their drive at the 24-yard line.
Austin Morris is the quarterback for Fargo South. Trying to get a number on the running back. Two receivers on both the far side and the near side. Morris dropping back to pass, and a nice designed route to Amari Taylor. Just a 10-yard curl to the outside. Morris put it right on the number, and the senior 6-foot wide receiver for the Bruins, Amari Taylor, gets his first catch of the game. It's good for 7 yards. 2nd down and 3 upcoming for Fargo South from their own 31.
Quick pass from South there, Sam. We'll see how their line holds up and if Red River can get some pressure home, because really the South's game is going to be passing this football tonight. I expect them to pass short in the flats and a lot of quickly designed pass plays.
Morris designed quarterback keeper trying to run along the right side of that offensive line. He will push forward, and it'll be good enough to move the chains. A first down for Fargo South. Austin Morris, the quarterback for the Bruins, keeps it himself, falls forward for a gain of 4. He only needed 3. First down and 10 now for Fargo South from their own 46-yard line. Morris, running back beside him is Tate Barnacle, sophomore running back. Two receivers to the near side. Kessel on the far side, a reverse. This one's going to be handed off to Anderson. Good job by the Red River secondary, and it's going to be a tackle for loss for Grand Forks Red River. Ultimately getting the tackle looks like number 18, Oliver Piper, but good pursuit by the entire 2nd and 3rd level from this Rough Rider defense, which results in a loss of 5 for Fargo South. 2nd down and 15 now upcoming after the loss on first down.
And both of these teams, Stam, sniffed out on a trick play early. It just shows the defensive integrity and how they want to play tonight.
It's going to be North and South football. Fargo South knows if they want to move the ball, they're going to have to do it through the air. Here they're going to look for Anderson underneath, but he will drop the pass from his quarterback, Morris. Would have been a short gain of about 4 yards, maybe 5, to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Anderson not able to haul it in, so a 3rd down and long upcoming for Fargo South. Officially a 3rd down and 14 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Big opportunity for this Rough Rider defense to get off the field early.
To sniff out what looked like a promising Fargo South drive.
Kessel in the slot on the far side for the Bruins, a player that we will keep an eye on. Morris looking that way. Instead, it's going to be a reception to number 6, Kobe Simmers. Simmers has room to run on the near side into Red River territory, still walking the sideline, eventually getting taken down from behind at the 12-yard line. Massive pickup for Fargo South on 3rd down and long. They are deep inside the RBB Electric territory, and they are cooking.
56-yard reception for Fargo South there on 3rd and long, Sam. They flipped the field quickly, and the Bruins are now in the RBB Electric red zone.
Ooh, big play there, thinking that Austin Morris was looking to his star tight end, Drew Kessel. Instead gets connected with Kobe Simmers, the senior wide receiver for Fargo South, one of the many weapons that the Bruins have on offense. Now throwing Anderson in motion. Morris designed quarterback draw, running it right up the gut of the offensive line. He'll push inside the 10-yard line, eventually getting taken down at the 7. That will be a solid gain of 6, maybe 7 yards from the senior designed quarterback keeper. And just like Red River on their first offensive possession, they had to execute on a 3rd down and long. Fargo South on a 3rd and 15 get a 56-yard completion to Kobe Simmers, and now they are threatening 2nd down and 4 from the 6-yard line, from the 7-yard line rather. Morrison shotgun. He's going to fake the give to Barnacle, has room to run on the far side. Touchdown, Fargo South, Austin Morris. And just like that, the Bruins just pending the point after attempt, have evened this one up early. Let's take a look at that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Morris fakes the give to Barnacle in the backfield, fools the Red River defense, and there was room to run on the far side. And Morris was able to punch it in, utilizing both his arm and his legs on that drive, was the senior quarterback for Fargo South. Now the point after attempt will be attempted by number 18. This is Caleb Nissen. And it's going to be a botched snap or a fake, and it appears that that was not a designed fake. Unable to control the snap was Austin Morris. Got to imagine that Fargo South was just going for the point after attempt there, but unable to corral the snap. Nevertheless, still a touchdown. That touchdown brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. They light the lamp, and indeed it does shine brighter. The Bruins make it interesting, pulling within one on our All-True Health System scoreboard. The Rough Riders score on their first offensive possession, taking it 73 yards down the field. And then Fargo South comes out onto the field in their first offensive possession. They take it 77 yards down the field, taking a little bit less time off the clock with that 156-yard reception by Kobe Simmers. Then Grand Forks Red River, that was predominantly done on the ground through their quarterback, Matt Dosh. Exciting football so far, Adrian.
Yeah, a little bit of tale of two offenses, Sam. I mean, you see Red River obviously ground and pound and kind of find their way on third down, and Fargo South just busts open that big play and kind of flips the field quite quickly. Should be in for a shootout and maybe a nice game tonight, Sam, but nice of South to find an answer in this one real early, especially when it looks like Red River had them on the ropes.
Nissen out to kick it off for Fargo South. They're going to pooch this one to the far side. It will fall to the turf, eventually being fielded at the 20 by Grand Forks Red River's Brody Neal. He'll advance it 5 yards out behind the 25-yard line. Grand Forks Red River's second offensive possession will start at the 21.
Neal, Sam, has kind of fielded a couple of these weird balls, and we see that a lot with the Red River kick game. Is maybe don't have the same deep leg as like Grand Forks Central, for example, or some other teams where they just kind of boot it way deep. Red River kind of generally gives a lot of these little short, weird distance kicks, and South has done the same so far tonight. Neal not really able to field it in stride like he'd like. He's kind of got to wait for the ball, and it hits turf and might die, so it does not make it too far in that first return there, but Riders will set up shop on the 22-yard line.
Kind of an awkward bounce off the turf. Nevertheless, the Rough Riders are able to maintain possession. That's the important part. Power formation, the give to Brandvold, who is the tailback. He'll push forward for a short gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the carry. Is the Grand Forks Red River ball carrier. 2nd down and 8 upcoming. Grand Forks Red River is going to remain committed to the run. They'd like to get some of the running backs, not put the entire weight of the offense on Matthew Dosh. They would like to get a good string of runs put together here by some of their tailbacks, including Noah Brandvold.
And I wouldn't be opposed to them trying to maybe pass inside on a slant to Manasseh, one of their bigger targets, because this secondary for Fargo South is a little bit smaller.
Deep throw down the field, just too much. The intended target, sorry to cut you off. Like you mentioned, going for Max Manasseh. You had just mentioned one of the top playmakers for the Rough Riders, trying to call his number deep down the field. A little bit too much juice on it from Matthew Dosh, the quarterback for Grand Forks Red River. The incompletion leads to a 3rd down and long, a 3rd down and 8 on our All-True Health System scoreboard from the Grand Forks Red River 22-yard line.
And I like the Riders taking a shot there, Sam, trying to work in the seam up the middle, and Manasseh had his man beat and had him on size. Just got to get the ball there in time.
3rd down. Grand Forks Red River is going to pass. Dosh forced to flush out to his right. He's facing pressure, and he's able to evade even more tacklers. Turns back towards the middle of the field, still keeping his eyes down the field. Not able to get connected. Great job by Dosh evading tacklers in the backfield. Able to create space for himself, creating more time for his receivers to get down the field, but unable to get connected with Oliver Piper for what would have been a 1st down for Grand Forks Red River, and it ultimately leads to the punting unit coming out onto the field.
Dosh is just dancing out there, Sam. I mean, just electric. Thought he had him snuffed out here. Looked like maybe he was going to get tackled by a 3-man gang tackle, and he just flips the field the other side. Piper just unable to come down with that ball as Dosh boots the punt here, and this one's going to be fielded fair caught, rather, the 37-yard line for the Bruins.
Catching that one for Fargo South is Javon Anderson. He will field it at his own 36-yard line. This is where Fargo South will start their second offensive possession of the game. Looked like they were going to go 3 and out their first time out onto the field, but a 3rd down and 15 completion from their quarterback, Austin Morris, to Kobe Simmers, 56 yards, put the Bruins inside the RBB Electric red zone before ultimately Morris on an option play kept it himself, ran to the far side of the field, punched it into the end zone. Point after attempt was no good after a botched snap. So the Bruins trying to take a lead after their defense puts the offense back out onto the field. Morris is in shotgun formation. He has Barnacle on his left hip, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 on the far side.
Looks like there's some confusion between the wideouts on Fargo South here. They're going to have to call a timeout. They just have 2 seconds left on the play clock. Kind of their star target, Kessel's kind of looking over at the sideline like, what are we running here? And the play clock winds down. So they will expense their first timeout. This timeout brought to you courtesy of...
This timeout is brought to you by Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional items shop in Grand Forks on Demers Avenue, as well as Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's, the largest agricultural tire supplier in the Red River Valley. I don't think Fargo South, simply they didn't have enough bodies out on the field. The receivers, like you mentioned, Adrian, were calling around wondering where the extra personnel was at. So the first play from the possession having to call a timeout, that's one that Tyler Kossel would not like to burn in that situation. Still only half one, of course. 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in quarter number 1 on our All True Health System scoreboard. The Bruins offense out for their second possession. They have the right personnel out there. 3 receivers to the near side for the Bruins. Morris is going to hand this one off to Barnacle. Nice push by the offensive line. Yields only 2 yards, however. Good tackle by Grand Forks Red River. That looks like that's number 52, Ian Eichmann, on the tackle. The senior defensive lineman coming in at 6'1", 240 pounds. Short gain of 2 for Barnacle. Results in a 2nd down and 8 now for Fargo South. 2 receivers on the near side. Kessel in the slot on the near side, a player that we're going to keep an eye out for all night long, getting major Division I college football offers. University of Michigan as well as Minnesota and Northwestern has yet to haul in a pass so far, and there they call his number, and it's going to lead to an interception for Grand Forks Red River. Coming back the other way is Caden Tostenson, and he's going to walk that one in. Pick 6, Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders.
Wow, Sam, you called it. They go for Kessel on the first play out of the timeout, and all of a sudden ends up in the hand in the end zone of the Rough Riders. They capitalize on a nice turnover there.
This replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. They do go to Kessel, and that was a throw into traffic, and it's a tip drill. Falls into the hands of Tostenson, and he will return it back 35 yards for a score. The Rough Riders defense responds after they're put back out onto the field. Now on our All True Health System scoreboard, it's Riders 13, Bruins 6, pending this point after attempt from Grand Forks Red River. The defense with another big play. They've been doing that all season long, has this Rough Rider D.
And I think that Morris, Sam, is probably looking for Kessel because he knows he's a big target. He can maybe put the ball up a little bit, but Kessel just, that one kind of maybe near his midsection, just unable to grab it cleanly. Kick is up. It is good, and the Rough Riders pop out to a 14-6 lead, as they steal a possession from the Bruins and flip the field quickly on a Tostenson 47-yard interception return. Sending you to a quick break. We'll be right back.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Good play. Good for them.
Welcome back to our coverage of Rough Rider football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. Pick 6 there from Caden Tostenson gives the Rough Riders a one-possession lead, 8 points on our Ultra Health System scoreboard. Fargo South fields this one at their own 25, trying to make some moves with it for the Brooms is number 21, Jackson Lewis. He will be taken down at the 34-yard line. This is where the Bruins will now start their third offensive possession of the game. First one resulting in a touchdown scored by Austin Morris on the ground, and then a pick six. Caden Tostenson receiving a tip drill. Morris trying to fit it into tight coverage, trying to get connected with his star tight end, Drew Kessel, his large 6'7" frame. Good job there by the Red River defense. Clearly that was part of their game plan, what they've looked at on film. If they can stop Kessel, they're going to have a high percentage chance of keeping the Bruins off the scoreboard.
Well, and you have Kessel, who's a big target, is going to catch a lot of balls in the seam middle part of the field, and the Riders are okay with maybe having their corner and a linebacker help on there. So Bruins get bitten early, and Rough Riders get a nice turnover as they run a play up the gut here. Minimal pickup. I mean, just props for Red River. It's aware football, popping the ball up, and then Tostenson just snatching that one and taking it 47 yards the other way. Very nice return for him.
Brennan Johnson on the tackle there, taking down the ball carrier Tate Barnacle for Fargo South after a gain of 2. Fargo South not able to find any success on the ground with their running backs. Austin Morris put it into the end zone, the quarterback. And there's Kessel, his first reception of the game, catches it near the sticks. He'll be taken down before the line to gain. It will be a 3rd down and short. That is Kessel's first reception of the game. It will be good for a gain of 6 yards. So a 3rd down and 2 upcoming for Fargo South.
I'd be curious to see, Sam, if they try to use the arm of Morris to stretch the field a little bit. And they have some big targets, Amari Taylor and Kessel, of course. But if you can hit those guys in stride, they have a great chance. But a lot of their throws have been underneath tonight.
Putting a man in motion, that's Javon Anderson. 3 receivers to the near side. Morris is keeping this himself, running to the right side of the offensive line, but he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Good job by the Rough Rider defense to stand up there, leading to a 4th down now for Fargo South. It appears they will keep their offense out on the field. That was a designed quarterback run the entire time, trying to draw the attention of the Rough Riders to the near side of the field, throwing Javon Anderson in motion. But they run it on the ground, and that will result in the end of quarter number 1. That quarter brought to you by PS Garage Doors. The PS stands for Pride in Service. We're going to take a break here. Word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll bring you quarter number 2 of Grand Forks Red River football on KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens.
At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Welcome back. Not wanting to miss a second of the action. Big 4th down upcoming for Fargo South. Three receivers to the far side. Morris is the quarterback. He has Barnacle to his left, dropping back to pass, looking to the far side. It's an interception. Oh, wow. Matthew Dosh wins a jump ball against Drew Kessel, and an interception on 4th down, the second of the game for this Rough Rider defense. This time it's their star player, Matthew Dosh. Let's take a look at that replay. Brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency, a peculiar play call here on 4th and short for Fargo South, trying to give it to their big boy, Drew Kessel. A jump ball that is won by Matthew Dosh. Best on best there, and the Rough Riders come away with possession. A big stop on 4th down via the interception, and the Rough Riders are cooking now 1st down and 10 in Bruin territory.
Riders are absolutely buzzing on the sideline right now, Sam. 2 big turnovers on back-to-back Bruin drives. Let's see if they can capitalize here.
And this is going to be a reverse to the near side. That's Neal. Neal has some room to run. He will cross the 30-yard line, taken down at the 29. A gain of 4 on first down for the Rough Riders. 2nd down and 6 upcoming from Fargo South's 29-yard line.
Just a short gainer for the Rough Riders there, Sam, but they really don't need a lot of big plays. Short field, credit to that Matthew Dosh interception. This drive just starting at the 32-yard line, so they really don't have very far to go.
The 3rd offensive possession for the Rough Riders, least amount of field to deal with. Designed quarterback keeper here for Dosh and Fargo South. Good defensive integrity on the near side. The tackle is going to go to number 15. That's Carter Brown, the junior linebacker for the Bruins, gets the tackle. It'll be a gain of 0 on the play. Taken down at the 29 is Matthew Dosh, the quarterback for Grand Forks Red River. So a 3rd down and medium, officially a 3rd down and 6 on our all-true health system for the Rough Riders. This is no man's land. Once again, don't need to get all 6 in one play. Dosh, shotgun formation, immediately rolling out to his right. He's going to keep this one, and he's taken down by Javon Anderson. He's going to fall forward past the line of scrimmage. It will not register as a sack for Anderson, but good job there by who I believe is the quarterback spy for Fargo South, knowing that Red River has a very mobile quarterback. Javon Anderson certainly has the athleticism to keep up with Matthew Dosh. He gets taken down after a gain of 1 officially. 4th down and 5 upcoming now for the Riders.
Healthy spot for the Rough Riders here again in no man's land. They're going to go for it, Sam, and they have converted on 4th tonight. See if they can make it 2 for 2.
Brandvold to the right of Dosh. 2 receivers on the far side, 1 on the near side. Receiver on the near side is Mo Kamara.
Getting down there in the play clock, they might just let this one go, and they do. Quinton Sen whistles in a timeout from the sideline. This timeout brought to you by Apex Apparel and Big Jim's Tire. Sam, I was taking in some rural Grand Forks County today with some windshield time. In the field there, obviously an off day for our farmers in the region, but in the field there was Big Jim's working on some John Deere green with a bum tire. So they'll get you wherever you're at. No job is too big for Big Jim's.
And also wearing our Apex Apparel attire up here in the press box, wearing our embroidered KNOX Sports Department apparel that we wear. Any type of job that you need, there'll be an embroider or screen print onto any type of apparel that you want your team to wear. Contact Elizabeth and her team at Apex Apparel. Also, Big Jim's Tire, our timeout sponsors on KNOX Live Sports. That timeout is the first of the half for Grand Forks Red River.
Ooh, head coach Paul Sather strolling out here, Sam. Some UND True Bloods. I think Dane Jackson was down there. Coach Tom Dosh making it to a Thursday game.
The who's who of Grand Forks, the UND Athletics Department in attendance. Big 4th down here for the Rough Riders from their own 28-yard line, from the Fargo South 28-yard line. Dosh keeping his eyes down the field. He throws this one up, and he has a man wide open. That's a touchdown for Grand Forks Red River. Flag is on the field. The completed pass goes to Liam Wadlow. However, we expect this one to come back. The call is official as it gets called up to our press box. We'll take a look at this replay, see if we did capture that. Just the final segment there, the catch from Grand Forks Red River's Wadlow. However, that will be brought back. A holding infraction against the Rough Rider offensive line will turn a 4th down and 5 into a 4th down and 15. Interesting to see what the Rough Riders do now. It appears they're bringing their punting unit out onto the field, so a penalty hurts Grand Forks.
And that is the hardest part about having a real mobile quarterback that's patient like Matthew Dosh is that he's maybe back kind of in the tackle box and decides to maybe roll out, and for those offensive linemen, you sort of just sometimes got to grab on. So you see it there of kind of the dual side of having someone that's mobile and can sort of take their time in the backfield, Sam.
Excellent point. Some offensive linemen only used to blocking for 4, maximum 5 seconds. We've seen Dosh extend his scramble as this punt, it was a beauty, fielded inside the 5-yard line of Fargo South. But it gets picked up by number 21 for Fargo South. That's going to be that's going to be 21 for Fargo South is Jackson Lewis. I was looking at 2 Rough Rider programs. He's able to scoop that one up and carry it an additional 10 yards. That's a whole 1st down. Good job by the return team and the punt team. Good special teams play both for Grand Forks Red River and Fargo South. Back to your point, though, Adrian, sometimes we've seen Matthew Dosh even here tonight forcing his offensive line to block for sometimes over 8 and 10 seconds.
Yes, right. It just makes it tough, and you never know. The thing about Dosh is that he is very confident on the field, so you don't know if he's going left, right, or center, and gets a little bit tough to block for.
We'll see where the confidence level is at for Austin Morris. Last 2 possessions for the Bruins resulted in interceptions. One was a pick 6, getting brought back by Caden Tostenson. This is going to be a false start against Fargo South. And then on the most previous possession on 4th down, a jump ball to the far side, winning the battle against Drew Kessel was Matthew Dosh, the 6'3" defensive back and quarterback for the Red River Rough Riders. So you got to wonder where the confidence level is at for Austin Morris. Maybe Tyler Kossel, the head coach for the Bruins, is going to ease him back into the action. A couple of easy throws, maybe some screen plays, some passes out to the flats. You got to figure out a way to get the ball to your playmakers.
They have Kessel on the far side with a very favorable matchup right now, Sam.
And some miscommunication in the backfield, but still able to burst his way through with some physicality. That looked like number 5. That's Adrone Wilson. First time we've called his name tonight on offense, and he delivers a blow to the tackler for Grand Forks Red River. That is going to be a gain of 7 yards, so Fargo South right back on schedule. 2nd down and 8 upcoming from their own 17-yard line. Morris, offensive line bunched to the left. Shotgun formation, has a tight end offset to the right as well. And it's a fake give. Morris keeps it himself, has room to run. He's going to stretch forward near the line to gain, and that should be good enough for a first down. The referees do point forward, and that is enough to move the chains. Good job by Fargo South's quarterback, Austin Morris. Once again, utilizing his legs. That's the same play that we saw on the touchdown for the Bruins in quarter number 1. Morris really confusing the edges for the Rough Riders when he keeps the ball himself.
And we can see that Fargo South wants to have a design quarterback run, but it really doesn't work unless you have a true running back run because it kind of becomes one-dimensional. So nice to see that maybe that Morris run is going to open up if they can continue to pound the rock.
And they'll give this one to Wilson, and he punches his way through the offensive line, does not have a whole lot of real estate to operate with. It'll be a short gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on the carry for Adrone Wilson, the senior running back and linebacker for the Fargo South Bruins. And the Bruins not going into a huddle, no huddle offense for Fargo South. Still in this peculiar pistol-style formation, a fullback on the right hip getting thrown out in motion. That's Tate Barnacle. Morris looking for Barnacle right away. That was covered. Nice job by the secondary for Grand Forks Red River. Morris elects to keep it himself. Nowhere to run. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Gain of none on the play. 3rd down and 9 upcoming for the Bruins.
And Caden Holt did a really nice job of shedding his blocker and cutting. I mean, Morris looks to his left and sees some open field. Probably he's got close to a first down if he can shake it, but Holt quickly gets off his block and just pulls him down for a minimal gain there.
Big 3rd down for the Rough Rider defense. They've made a couple of spectacular plays their last couple of times out on the field. Do they have another turnover in them? They'd be okay with just bringing the South punting unit out onto the field. Morris with a quick throw to the far side. Gets connected with Amari Taylor near the chains. It's going to be just short, maybe a half a yard short for Fargo South, and they might bring the chain gang out onto the field. This might require a measurement, and it is a half a yard short, so 4th and inches upcoming for South.
No brainer to go for it here, Sam.
Have to go for it. All the momentum on the Rough Rider sideline after the last couple of interceptions. Fargo South wants to build some momentum with their offense. They've moved the chains once so far on this possession. Big 4th down and inches. Barnacle to the right of Morris. Morris is going to keep it himself, and he charges forward. That's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. 1st down, Fargo South.
Little peculiar, Sam. 4th and short, running out of the shotgun a little bit. Kind of maybe give some coaches some nerves, but Morris is able to convert with a nice dive just off the right guard there.
This coaching staff for South has a lot of confidence in their senior quarterback, Austin Morris, to get first downs with his legs. Certainly a lot of weapons on the outside for the Bruins, drawing a lot of attention from this Rough Rider defense. Morris is taking advantage with the extra space, and here he goes again, tucking and running forward. It'll be a pickup, a solid one of 6 yards on the play. That was not a designed quarterback run for Fargo South. Good job by the Rough Riders secondary. Morris, sensing the pressure and the pocket collapsing around him, elects to tuck and run, and he will move forward for a gain of 5 on the play. Nearing midfield is Fargo South. 2nd down and 5 upcoming with just under 6.5 remaining on our All-True Health System scoreboard in half number 1 here at Cushman Field. 3 receivers to the far side. Morris is going to fake the give to Barnacle, passes it to Anderson, who has to start from 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, able to make a couple of men miss to turn a negative into a positive. It will be a short gain of maybe 1 yard on the play as Javon Anderson received that pass from Austin Morris at the 40-yard line of Fargo South, 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, but utilizing his athleticism, making a man miss. And this keeps it a third down and manageable, 3rd down and 4 from the 46-yard line of Fargo South. 3 receivers to the near side. Morris looking to the far side and looking for Amari Taylor. The pass is incomplete. 4th down.
I'd like to see Fargo South Sam scheme in some short passes. Probably not going to see it on 4th down here, but I'd like to see them scheme in some shorter passes. They're just finding some weird distances right now. I mean, obviously Kessel's a big target and Taylor are big targets down the field, but they need to get in some kind of rhythm to kind of pin Red River closer to the line because Red River is just dropping back in coverage when Kessel and Taylor get more than 5 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Fargo South was able to convert on 4th down just one series ago, one set of downs ago. Let's see if they're able to do it again. Austin Morris looking to pass, immediately tucks it, and he's going to run forward. He has the 1st down, crossing midfield into Rough Rider territory for the 2nd time. 2 different sets of downs. Austin Morris utilizing his leg to pick up a fresh set of downs for the Fargo South Bruins, and they needed that.
Sam, this football game is flying by. Just 5 minutes remain in the 2nd quarter. Feels like we've been here for 10 minutes. Really high-flying game. Both these teams picking up tons of yards on the ground tonight.
High-quality, competitive football game on hand for us here at Cushman Field. 1st down and 10 for Fargo South, throwing Barnacle into motion to the near side. Looking deep down the field all by himself is Javon Anderson. He receives it at the 20. He's at the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Fargo South on a big one. 49-yard passing touchdown, Austin Morris to Javon Anderson. Let's take a look at that replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency, and Adrian. That's clearly a lapse in coverage there from the Rough Rider defense. Javon Anderson all by himself.
Sam, I think Javon Anderson started, if I think this correctly, started on the right side, kind of getting some funky coverage on him as Brody Neal, because Neal, I think, was designed to pick up that wheel route, and Anderson is able just to leak through, but the Bruins strike and find a big strike. 5:46 in the 2nd quarter. They put another touchdown on the board.
Fargo South trailing by 2. Will go for the 2-point conversion to try and tie this game up. Shotgun formation. Morris with Barnacle on his right hip, looking for a jump ball to the far side into double coverage, looking for Drew Kessel. That pass is broken up over there. That looks like Matthew Dosh once again in on the coverage against the star tight end for Fargo South, but not before the 49-yard strike for the Bruins. A touchdown. The connection between Austin Morris and Javon Anderson makes this a 1-possession game. Fargo South trailing by 2 against Grand Forks Red River on our All True Health System scoreboard. It reads Riders 14, Bruins 12. Exciting back-and-forth football game. Important to note, still 5 minutes and 46 seconds left. Still plenty of time for the Rough Riders to operate their offense how they would like to. Ideally, they would like to juice the remainder of the clock off and go into the half with a 2-possession lead. Fargo South will start half number 2 with the ball. After Grand Forks Red River received the opening kickoff, they went down and scored. Much thanks to Matthew Dosh's legs. The defense has made some great plays for the Rough Riders. A great gutsy drive there for the Bruins. 2 conversions on 4th down on the ground, courtesy of their quarterback, Austin Morris, before he ultimately finds Javon Anderson, and breaking this one loose for Grand Forks Red River. That's going to be Brody Neal. That's an explosive return, bringing it out near midfield before getting taken down at the Rough Rider 45-yard line. Good field position for the Rough Riders on this offensive possession.
Here we go, Sam. This is going to be a great football game tonight. These teams going back and forth. Red River coming up empty on their last possession. A costly penalty on what was a good completed 1st down for the Rough Riders. Fargo South takes that ball, converts twice on 4th down on following drive, and puts one in the end zone.
Pistol formation. It's going to be a screen pass to the near side, looking for Neal, who just returned that kickoff out near midfield. The pass is complete, and running it past midfield is Neal, the receiver for the Rough Riders. A gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 now from the Fargo South 49-yard line. The clock is running just under 5.5 minutes remaining in half number 1. Looking for the same exact play there is the Rider offense. Dosh trying to get connected once again with Brody Neal on the near sideline. An errant pass trying to lead Neal up towards the sideline, trying to move a little bit north. Neal thought he was just going to catch it where he was standing. So a 3rd down and 4 upcoming at midfield for the Rough Riders. Big opportunity for the South defense. And facing pressure right away is Dosh. He's forced to just throw this one up. And there is going to be no flag on the play. Trying to get connected with Noah Iverson on the near side was Matthew Dosh. But you got to give credit to the play call from the South defense right there. Bringing pressure and feeling the pressure was the quarterback for Red River, Matthew Dosh. Ultimately, the only decision he had was to throw up a Hail Mary, essentially, trying to get bailed out with the flag maybe once again. Falls innocently to the turf, and the punting unit comes out onto the field for the Rough Riders.
Watch the fake here near midfield, Sam.
Something to keep an eye on. A big play in that game against Castleton for Red River 2 weeks ago. Dosh will boot this one, and it will be marked out of bounds at the Fargo South. And now they're going to mark it up the field.
Wow,
I was wondering where the near side line judge was going to place that one. He keeps walking forward, and Fargo South gets marked possession. They'll start this one at their own 32-yard line. That feel like a fair spot to you, Adrian?
Wow. I don't know. We're near side angle here, but I did not think it would got down to the 14-yard line when he first started.
All athletic contests are just basically games of momentum swings.
That's right.
Red River having all the momentum after back-to-back interceptions, one that was returned for a touchdown from Caden Tostenson. But Fargo South was able to get up off the mat their last possession, driving it 85 yards down the field for a score, and then a 3-and-out from their defense on the next offensive possession for the Riders. Now you got to feel that the Bruins have the momentum in this one. Let's see if the offense is able to ride that momentum. Morris keeping it on the ground, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. The tackle is going to be awarded to Connor Bishop Diaz. First time we've called his name tonight, the senior linebacker and running back for the Rough Riders. It will be a gain of half of a yard on the play. 2nd down and 9 upcoming for the Bruins.
And Red River, Sam, with that big return, kind of runs a couple quick plays, and all of a sudden they're staring down 3rd down. Fargo South has an opportunity to catch some momentum here. Got to try and avoid at least doing that and get a couple first downs on the board and kill some time off if you can. They are to receive the second half kick. Low snap is fielded here by Morris. Morris going to drop back, fields the pressure, rolls to his right side. He's got sidelines, got a blocker. He might be close to a first down as he is shuffled out of bounds by number 11. That is Jonah Pence, letting him know can't run here.
Jonah Pence guiding Austin Morris out of bounds. Morris feeling the pocket collapse around him. Does a good job of eluding that pressure. Able to get positive yards out of it, resulting in a 3rd down and short. Officially a 3rd down and 2 on our All True Health System scoreboard from the South 40-yard line. That's Barnacle in the backfield with Morris. They're going to give it to Barnacle. He runs right up the gut of the offensive line, falls forward for a first down. Looks like he was met before the line to gain, but a good physical run there from Tate Barnacle, the sophomore running back for Fargo South, falls forward for a fresh set of downs for the Bruins. Fargo South, with all that we've talked about with the playmakers that they have on the field, their offense has been gelling mostly with what they've been able to do on the ground. They've had some big hitters, that 56-yard reception in quarter number 1, the 49-yard touchdown through the air, but a lot of the first downs when they need short yardage situations, they go on the ground. Here's Morris, a pump fake, and he's going to scramble past midfield once again. He enters Rough Rider territory. It will be a 2nd down and short from the Grand Forks Red River 49-yard line. Very impressed with Austin Morris early on in the composure that the senior has shown after throwing 2 straight interceptions in consecutive possessions, coming out and leading that 85-yard drive for a score. And now the Bruins are marching down the field once again. Morris, quick hitter, finds Javon Anderson. That's going to be good for a first down, tackled from behind by Connor Bishop Diaz. It'll be a gain of 5 on the play, good enough to move the chains, and another fresh set of downs for Fargo South.
Sam, something kind of, I would say, of note is that Kessel is not really been involved in this game so far for Fargo South. So they're putting together a nice offensive performance by their number one star being involved. Be curious to see if he gets opened up here.
Morris looking that way, trying to get connected with Kessel, and that's going to be another interception. Matthew Dosh once again winning a jump ball, his second interception of the game. Let's take a look at that replay, brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Adrian, you mentioned it, Kessel, Fargo South trying to get him more involved in the game, trying to force feed him, but he is on Dosh Island. The second interception of the game for the senior defensive back for Grand Forks Red River, and they get possession back as the Bruins were marching down the field. Another big play, the third takeaway for the Rough Riders here in the half.
Dosh is absolutely feasting on Kessel right now, Sam.
And it has been a treat to watch. That is certainly a matchup we were wondering on during our pregame show. Who was Grand Forks Red River going to match up against Drew Kessel? And standing up to the occasion, rising to the occasion, is Matthew Dosh, the defensive back and quarterback for Grand Forks Red River, his second of the game. Both coming in highlight reel fashion, might I add.
And Sam, our intermission report is going to be loaded with highlights. And folks, the postgame show will be loaded. Matthew Dosh being on an absolute show for Red River right now. Fargo South hanging tough. Defense needs to find a stop here.
Screen play here, and it's a good one for Grand Forks Red River, but a shoelace tackle from Javon Anderson taking down Oliver Piper from behind. He had a lot of daylight ahead of him, but he's taken down for a short gain. Another third down and medium upcoming for the Rough Riders after the Dosh takeaway.
Piper saw some green grass in front of him, Sam, but before he could get his high step, just got caught at the last second by Fargo South. Did a nice job of stiffing out what would have been a massive play for Red River.
Third down and 6 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Dosh looking to the near side, now to the far side. He's going to have to scramble out of harm's way. He's going to try get this one with his legs, trying to get to the edge. He's pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line. That will be 2 yards short of the line to gain. Good job by the Bruin defense, forcing yet another fourth down here for the Rider offense.
You'd have to think, Sam, 2 minutes left this close to the end zone. I just don't think that Red River could even go for it. I mean, if they're at the 40-yard line, you maybe think about pushing it, but Fargo South has shown the ability that they can move the ball tonight, Sam, so I just wouldn't risk giving a possession away at this part of the field.
Certainly not, and the punting unit, much like you predicted coming out onto the field, a fake is certainly something we will have to keep an eye out for. Like you mentioned during the pregame show, Adrian, it was a big play for the win for the Rough Riders a couple of weeks ago in Castleton. Calling for a fair catch and muffing that one is Javon Anderson, who comes away with possession. That should be Rough Rider ball. And they're going to call it possession for Fargo South. Javon Anderson muffs the punt, thinking that he recovered the fumble. Was Benjamin Suvansad for Grand Forks Red River.
Suvansad thought he had snuck one away, but Taylor just fields an awkward punt. They had two guys back in the punt reception there, Sam. Kind of interesting. You don't always see that, but they know that Dosh has got a boot on his leg. Fargo South going to try and do something here at the 39-yard line, just 2 minutes to play. They've run the ball pretty well tonight, but they have struggled through the air, and they're probably going to need to look to the air with just limited time on the scoreboard.
Haven't seen a whole lot of trickery from either team so far, and any of the reverses that we have seen have resulted in negative yards for both of these offenses. Got to imagine at some point Fargo South is going to try and end around to Amari Taylor. Javon Anderson had a big play earlier. How can you get Drew Kessel involved? Right now he's on Dosh Island. And this is going to be taken by Austin Morris. That's a designed quarterback draw there for Fargo South. He'll pick up 4 yards on first down, keeping the Bruins on schedule as they move forward to the 44-yard line, moving quickly. The 2-minute offense for Fargo South, looking for a play call on the near side is Carter Shambaugh.
He's probably not getting the ball.
And it goes to Shambaugh, and some miscommunication as he was running a curl pattern. Morris thought he was going to turn inside towards the passer earlier than maybe Shambaugh was expecting. It will result in an incomplete pass and a third down and medium upcoming. A lot of tense third downs in this football game throughout this entire half. Another one upcoming here for Fargo South from their own 46-yard line. Correction, their own 44-yard line. Got to get it to the 49. Morris rolling out to his left. He's going to try run this one. Good pursuit by the Red River defense. He's taken down by Connor Bishop Diaz. Also over there is Jonah Pence. Good job by the Rough Rider defense, sticking to their assignments, keeping their eyes in the backfield, and not allowing Austin Morris to pick up another first down with his legs.
As Red River, I thought, was whistling for a timeout. They do finally get it in, so a smart play from Vern Muir, trying to leave a little time for his team to operate. I thought it was third down, Sam, but I'm looking at the far side, and I see that it's fourth. Is that correct?
It will result in fourth down after that scramble from Austin Morris. That was a 3rd down and 6, a loss of 2 on the play. Turns it into a 4th down and 8. We're going to add more time onto the clock. The official is pointing, and it looks like he wants to add
5 seconds or so.
5 additional seconds onto our All True Health System scoreboard. We will get that sorted out for you. This timeout is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's. And Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop right here in Grand Forks.
They signaled that timeout for Fargo South, which is strange, Sam, considering they did not convert on 4th down. You'd think that indicates that they're maybe going to try and go for it to preserve some time, but that timeout is charged to Fargo South.
That's a little bit of a head-scratcher here. Still see
it's very strange.
And you're 100% correct. Only 1 timeout remaining for Fargo South. Grand Forks Red River still has 2. Maybe plenty of time for this Rough Rider offense to try stretch this into a 2-possession game going into halftime. The punt will go out of bounds, so we're going to have another show on the far sideline, and it will be marked at the Red River 35-yard line with just 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in half number 1 here in quarter number 2. This quarter is brought to you by PS Garage Doors. The PS stands for Pride in Service.
Been an excellent football game here at Cushman Field, Sam, and if the second half is a pinky's worth of what this first half has been, we are in for an absolute treat tonight. 2 teams basically fighting for their lives effectively. I mean, Fargo South certainly, and Red River fighting for a chance to kind of cruise through the rest of the season. It's been an excellent game in AA football here in the East Region.
If the Riders win, they are in the postseason, have an opportunity to clinch their berth in the playoffs with a victory tonight. A throw on the run from Matthew Dosh. He gets connected with Brody Neal. It'll be a gain of 9 yards. Nice first play from scrimmage on this offensive possession for the Rough Riders, trying to move quickly. They still have 2 timeouts, letting the clock continue to bleed, now under 45 seconds. And Dosh takes the snap. Dropping back to pass, looking for a quick hitter, has his man over the middle. That pass is complete to number 18, Oliver Piper. That will stop the clock momentarily as the chain game resets. Another set of downs, 1st down and 10 for Red River right at midfield, their own 49-yard line. The clock now continues, just 30 seconds remaining on our All True Health System scoreboard.
You think the timeout's going to have to come after this play as Dosh drops back. Nice, oh! Nearly had a nice completion on the far side. Can't tell if that's Brody Neal or if that's number 23, Liam Wadlow. I was predicting maybe they're going to use a timeout there. They go quickly, and Dosh delivers a nice ball, just a hair outside for Wadlow.
Looked like a well-placed ball. Just maybe the route not as sharp as it needed to be. It will fall to the turf innocently, which stops the clock on the incompletion. Dosh dropping back to pass again, setting up a screen play to the near side, unable to haul that one in. Was Noah Brandvold, had the defensive players for the Bruins all around him. So it will stop the clock once again with the incomplete pass. Just 20 seconds remaining. Can't take it with you to the next half. Got to imagine if the Rough Riders are able to get a first down, then they'll start utilizing their 2 remaining timeouts here in half number 1. First, they got to execute 3rd down and 10 from their own 49-yard line. Dosh shotgun formation, takes the snap, facing pressure, setting up the screen to Brandvold once again on the near side. This time they get connected. Brandvold running up the sideline inside the 30, taken down at the 29. That is going to be a gain of 21 yards on the screen play to Noah Brandvold. 1st down and 10 upcoming. Just 12 seconds remaining on our All True Health System scoreboard here in half number 1. Probably only you're counting your snaps at this point.
2, probably 6 seconds left. I mean, they've had a couple quick plays that have been incompletions, but if you get the ball in a receiver's hand, I mean, that's going to be no doubt 4 or 5 seconds off the clock. Red River is going to hang on to both of those timeouts, Sam, so they have an opportunity to run 2 of the plays that they want. You know, if you're Fargo South, I'm not saying you're playing prevent defense here, but you got to try and keep the guys in front of you. If they can work underneath, who gives a rip, honestly? I mean, you don't think they're going to kick a field goal. Certainly have not done it this year. Kind of got some interesting options here for the Rough Riders. They run that screenplay again. They tried to get it in the hands of Jack Helgeson on one play. It just didn't work out, and they go right back to the well. They're able to pick up 21. So Red River with some decisions here. Just 12 seconds remain in this first half on our Ultra Health System scoreboard. Folks, you're listening to KNOX TV.
Good commentary there from our color commentator, Adrian Cummings. My name's Sam Jensen doing play-by-play. Got to imagine just take a couple of shots at the end zone. How many do you have? One or two, maybe one hook and ladder. Still one timeout remaining. Bringing pressure is Fargo South. Javon Anderson bringing the pressure. Still able to get the pass off as Red River's Matthew Dosh. Incomplete as it bounces apparently into the arms of Noah Brandvold. He was by himself in a nice little pocket at the 10-yard line on the near side of the field. Excellent job by Matt Dosh to get the pass off, facing pressure from Javon Anderson, but the ball will fall to the turf incomplete. Now another timeout. This time it's called by Fargo South with just 5 seconds remaining in half number one. That will be the final timeout for the Bruins here in the opening 24 minutes. This timeout, once again, brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. One final shot at the end zone here, Adrian.
Honestly, Sam, I thought that ball was complete.
I did too. I really did.
It looked like he had his arm underneath it, but that is kind of the trouble for Fargo South here, right, is that now Red River, sort of their underneath play, quote-unquote, non-end zone play, kind of falls harmlessly to the turf, but that is sort of what Red River has, is some of these underneath options. They can get the ball in someone's hand, a Manassa, maybe a Brody Neal, someone that's quick. You know, I wouldn't imagine it would go to a Jack Helgeson type player. He's a little bit slower. Brandvold a little bit slower. I mean, they're big power guys, but if you can get it into kind of a shifty playmaker's hands, at least underneath, you give yourself a fighting chance for the end zone, or you got to try and go for a bomb. We'll see what they dial up here from Coach Clinton Sen.
We'll see if the Rough Riders elect to go underneath or if they go to the end zone. First, Matthew Dosh creating some time for himself, rolling out to the right. He's going for the big one all the way to the end zone, and it's intercepted. Elwood drops to the turf, dropping the interception for Fargo South is Gabe Jacobson in coverage against Grand Forks Red River. That looks like that's number 23, Liam Wadlow. It'll fall to the turf incomplete, and that will result in the end of half number one on our All-True Health System scoreboard. Grand Forks Red River leading Fargo South by a score of 14-12. We're going to take a quick break here. Word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll give you our halftime report on KNOX Live Sports.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersales.com.
Signature Graphics in East Grand Forks is your one-stop shop for all your branding and design needs. From embroidery, vinyl wrapping, laser print, and more fully customized from start to finish, all in-house. Signature Graphics. We craft your vision. You watch it come to life.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
It's hard to explain what.
So three receivers to the far side. Morris is the quarterback. He has Barnacle to his left, dropping back to pass, looking to the far side. It's an interception. Oh, wow. Matthew Dosh wins a jump ball against Drew Kessel. And Northwestern.
Spray Advantage of Grand Forks carries everything you need for the chemical and fertilizer application on your farm. Pumps, tips, and tanks from 3 gallons all the way up to 10,000 gallons on hand. They can help with parts and accessories for the fertilizer and tillage equipment on your farm too. SprayAdvantage.com.
Apex Apparel is your quick turnaround apparel and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. If you're looking for direct-to-garment printing, embroidery work, or a huge selection of promotional items, come to Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run, quick turnaround apparel shop in Grand Forks.
The Ski and Bike Shop proudly supports our local high school athletes on the field, the court, and beyond. Just like sports, adventure starts with the right gear. The Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins.
As we welcome into our Grand Forks Welding and Machine High Plains Water Intermission Report, my name is Adrian Cummings alongside Sam Jensen. Sam, an excellent night of football here in the Grand Cities. It's been just a phenomenal game in front of us. We'll take you through a scoring and a couple big play summary here. Rough Riders lead the Fargo South Bruins by a score of 14-12. Both teams with 2 touchdowns on the board. Fargo South just unable to take care of their points after touchdown. Got it going in the first quarter with 6 minutes and 4 seconds on the clock. Matthew Dosh punches in a 1-yard touchdown drive. A 1-yard touchdown run, That was a 70-yard drive where the Rough Riders converted twice on 3rd and once on 4th down. And Dosh picking up nearly 50 yards on that first drive by himself. So the Riders set the tone on how they want to play early. But Fargo South turns and goes right up the field and answers them. Morris punches in a nice short 6-yard touchdown run. That makes the score 7-6. Rough Riders, they do not convert their point after. Then things get interesting, Sam. My apologies. I have I'm getting a little jumbled up here. So the Rough Riders then trade teams, trade possessions. Rough Riders play some good defense. Fargo South has a nice answer. With a minute 30 remaining in that first quarter, Tostenson has a nice 47-yard interception return, and we'll take another look at that one for you.
And there they call his number, and it's going to lead to an interception for Grand Forks Red River. Coming back the other way is Caden Tostenson, and he's going to walk that one in.
47 yards.
Six,
that was the last time the Rough Riders find the end zone in this first half. That made it 14-6 near the end of the first quarter. Early in the second quarter, Fargo South was driving, Sam, and had some opportunities. But Matthew Dosh coming up big with the first one of his 2 big plays in that first half. On 4th down, a ball intended for Kessel gets picked off by Matthew Dosh. We'll see if we can load a highlight in. That is highlight number 4 for our producer. Matthew Dosh has a nice pick on Kessel. And we'll see if we can take a glance at that one. And that was Dosh's first interception on the evening early in the second quarter. As we see it here, this ball intended
Morris
for Kessel on 4th and 2 near midfield.
To his left, dropping back to pass, looking to the far side. It's an wow! Matthew Dosh wins a jump ball against Drew Kessel, and an interception on 4th down. The
big plays. Riders turn and go. They do have a touchdown taken off the board by a penalty that they scored on 3rd down, and that would kind of be really the end of what the Riders are able to show in this first half. Fargo South put together a couple of really nice drives in the fading minutes, and with 5:46 remaining in that second quarter, there was a 49-yard pass touchdown from Morris. That one goes and ends up in the hands of Javon Anderson. He was all alone, and he trots in. He makes that score 14-12, no PAT, and on that drive, Fargo South goes 2 for 2 on 4th down, some back-breaking conversions over the Rough Riders, and kind of our final big play of the half. Again, Matthew Dosh coming up big on our scoreboard with 3 minutes and 11 seconds. It looked like Fargo South was driving near certainty to end it up in the end zone, and Matthew Dosh has his 2nd interception on Kessel of the evening. So Dosh coming in a little undersized to that matchup of Kessel. But Kessel has just not been able to get the ball out of his mitts. And that one will do it for our scoring summary. Your Rough Riders lead 14-2, or 14-12 rather, in the first half, Sam. And they had a kind of a chance at the end there. Ran a couple plays. The teams traded possessions. But overall, it's been a very, very nice football game here at Cushman Field.
Thank you for running us through that scoring summary, which is brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter. Like you mentioned, Adrian, just exhilarating football, back and forth, momentum swing after momentum swing, unfazed. Got to love the resolve of the quarterback for Fargo South, Austin Morris, throwing 3 interceptions in half number 1, 2 of them going to the star defensive back, Matthew Dosh, winning 2 jump balls against the star tight end for Fargo South, Drew Kessel. Momentum swing after momentum swing. Fargo South will start half number 2, receiving the opening kickoff to begin quarter number 3. We'll see what strategy. I doubt they'll really mix up their game plan, but Grand Forks Red River, with how good their defense has been playing, got to feel like they still left some points on the board, not really taking advantage of the momentum that the defense was able to build.
Yeah, Red River comes out and has a really nice drive to open this game, Sam, and then they get a nice interception and then turn that into 7 points. But Red River, without a doubt, has been in control of this football game, but they've not been able to shake Fargo South. South has hung around tonight, and maybe that's not even quite fair because South has actually played quite well. But just the way that Red River has been playing, you'd expect them to be up in this game, probably 28-6, 28-7 maybe. But Fargo South, credit to them, has done a nice job of sticking around, and Red River just got to seize their opportunities when they get them, Sam.
Fargo South trying to take advantage. They have yet to win a close game so far this season. A couple of one-possession losses, a 1-2-possession loss. Trying to win a tight one here this evening at Cushman Field against Grand Forks Red River. We're making our way through this halftime show. Halftime show brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, and High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. We're going to take another break here. Word from our sponsors. When we come back, we'll bring you half number 2 from Cushman Field. This is Rough Rider Football on KNOX Live Sports.
Rust, salt, and time are the biggest enemies for a fuel tank. Never fear, because Grand Forks Welding is here to take care of your enemies for you. We not only fix or patch your tanks, but we can custom fabricate any kind of replacement fuel tanks or service unit. Go to grandforkswelding.com.
Your family deserves clean, filtered water. High Plains Water offers Millennium Drink Water System, which delivers great-tasting water and also eliminates harmful impurities. Professionally installed and maintained by High Plains Water of Grand Forks. See them at highplainswater.com.
Big Jim's Tire is the area's #1 farm and ag tire supplier, and with harvest here, you want the best. Best tires, best service, and Big Jim's will get it done fast to get you moving again. Big Jim's Tire, Grand Forks.
Today, the PS stands for proper service for your home, farm, or business, which is what you'll get from the team at PS Garage Doors in Grand Forks. Whether you need a door fixed or just thinking about replacing what you already have, get your proper service at psgaragedoors.com.
Nothing feels or performs better than a properly fitted golf club. Whether it's irons, driver, or putter, call us today for your free club fitting. For over 30 years, the Golf Center in Grand Forks has been your club fitting leader.
Valley Truck in East Grand Forks is proud to support our local high school athletes. With over 400 years of combined experience, they keep our community moving on and off the field. Trusted repairs, quality parts, and support for the next generation.
Pro Ag in Grand Forks and Grafton carries the equipment and parts on hand to make your farming operation run smooth. They carry all major brands like Honeybee, Alloway, Amity, Artex, Hardy, Capello, Monosem, Pickett, Wilrich, and Black Ace. So whether you're trading in, buying, or just need parts, go to ProAgEquip.com to see everything Pro Ag has to offer.
We very much take a lot of pride in our work. Customer service has always been our #1.
We have the best materials. You're going to have the best people in the area to do the job.
If you can dream it up, we can make it happen.
Or head to gworkslf.com to get started.
From tears in your car, truck, boat, or farm equipment seats to making boat covers or complete restorations of the interior of your hot rod, Finest Auto Trim in Grand Forks can make the inside of your rides look brand new. Big or small, Finest Auto Trim can cover it all. To get a quote, go to finestautotrim.com.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you, for life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our coverage of North Dakota high school football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network on our Ultra Health System scoreboard. After half #1, the Grand Forks Red River Rough Riders leading the Fargo South Bruins by a score of 14-12. Fargo South will receive the opening kickoff here in half number 2, trying to regain the lead. They have yet to lead actually so far, trying to get their first lead of the ball game. Making our way through and wrapping up this halftime show. Halftime show brought to you by Grand Forks Welding, the men of steel since 1885, and High Plains Water, your home's clear choice for awesome water. Quality water will improve every aspect of your life. Clearer skin, softer clothes, and better tasting water. Contact the professionals at High Plains Water here in Grand Forks and serving other markets as well. Adrian getting ready for half number 2. What does Red River have to do to create some separation? Already 3 turnovers in half number 1. That hasn't been enough. What do they have to do to create separation against their opponent?
I think it's a kind of a tricky situation as a coach, Sam, because you're looking at the scoreboard going, we're in a dogfight, but then you're looking at the box score going, we should be beating the brakes off these guys. Yeah. I mean, I think for Red River, what they have to do is seize kind of the momentum that they've got. They've got to take care of their opportunities. And they ended up with the ball 3 times on turnovers in that first half and were able to take 7 points from it. Obviously, 7's better than nothing, but if you're picking off Morris 3 times in that first half, you'd expect at a minimum to have 2 touchdowns, notwithstanding what your offense can regularly do on schedule. So I think Red River's just got to take advantage of their opportunities, and they've had plenty of them. You know, if I'm Fargo South, I think that we're in this game somehow, some way. They got to stick to their game plan. They got to try and get the ball to Kessel. You know, something I think is strange, Sam, is they've thrown to Kessel when he's been guarded by Dosh, but when he's had maybe a more favorable matchup, they have not got the ball his way. And not they're expecting a high school quarterback to be audibling a ton at the line, but as a playmaker, you got to maybe look around the field and say, okay, my best target out here is playing a guy that's probably 6, 7, 8, 9 inches shorter than him. Get the ball in his direction, he's probably going to come up with it. So I think Fargo South's got to get their big playmakers involved. Red River's got to take care of their opportunities, Sam.
Can't say enough about the performance from that Rough Rider defense in half number 1. We've talked extensively about their 3 turnovers, doing a good job of limiting the action and impact being made by Drew Kessel, the star junior tight end for Fargo South. The offense for Grand Forks Red River, first possession of the football game, driving it down the field, 77 yards for a score. A heavy dosage of Matthew Dosh on the ground on that scoring drive, but since then haven't been able to find their way into the end zone. The only other points for Red River coming from the pick 6, courtesy of Caden Tostenson. What can the Red River offense do to start to find some more momentum?
Well, I think it's tough because Dosh now is getting limited. Sam, you had a nice call out in that first half that they started spying Dosh pretty quickly, which takes away some of his, north and south ability. For the most part, Fargo South has been rushing 4 up front, and they're leaving a spy. So you have 5 defensive guys committed. Well, essentially you're playing man-on-man in the backfield. I think Red River's got to try and get the ball a little bit deeper and maybe try and exploit some of this man coverage. I mean, I'm not saying it's all got to be go route or anything like that, but you have someone target like Max Manassa, who's a big guy, Jack Helgeson, big guys that can grab the ball. I think Red River's got to try and get the ball to that second level and put the ball in hands through the air. They've done well on the ground tonight, but again, since that spy has come on to Dosh, it's been a lot tougher for him to come by those big chunk plays that he was getting really early on that first drive.
One of those electric playmakers that Red River is going to try get the ball into his hands more in half number 2 is Max Manassa, one of the players that we had listed on our State Farm Logan Karski Agency Tools of the Game during our pregame report. Haven't said his name a whole lot on offense, maybe a concerted effort from this Fargo South defense to keep the ball out of his hands. We've seen more of a heavy dosage of receptions courtesy of Oliver Piper, Brody Neal, Liam Wadlow, so that kind of speaks more to the depth of this Red River offense. And the kicking unit out onto the field, getting ready to give it to Fargo South. Their kick returner standing at their own 20-yard line, and pooch kick to the far side that will fall to the turf at the 30-yard line. Picking it up in stride is the Fargo South returnee, but he's met immediately at the 26-yard line. Getting taken down from Fargo South is number 5, Adrone Wilson. So Fargo South's offense will have a big field in front of them as they try to get their first lead of the football game with this first offensive possession of half number 2 at Cushman Field in Grand Forks. North Dakota High School football on the Rivards Turf and Forage Grand Trailer Sales KNOX Live Sports Network. The Rough Riders, with the victory tonight, would clinch themselves a spot in the North Dakota High School playoff starting in just 2 weeks. This football season has flown by, and we have a beauty on our hands here tonight. South trailing by 2 against Grand Forks Red River. Their offense back out onto the field. Austin Morris, the quarterback, a low snap, and he's going to try and fall back on top of it. Another turnover for this Red River defense, and Morris is able to get back on top. For a second, I thought the defensive lineman charging through for the Rough Riders, that was Ian Eichmann. was able to strip that one away from Morris, but Morris on his knees as soon as he regained possession. The whistle was blown. It will be a loss of 5 on the play. The Bruins now operating from behind the sticks, 2nd down and 15 from their own 24-yard line. Morris looking to pass, throwing a jump ball to the near side, has a man. Good throw, getting connected with Kobe Seamers.
That's going to be, Sam, a 31-yard pickup for Seamers after the worm burner of a snap. Morris fields on the first play. The second one out of the shotgun is a nice completion for him as they stretch the field quickly and erase that bad play, Sam. Fargo South in business, starting in no man's land and moving a little bit closer now to midfield.
Now in Rough Rider territory, that's Seamers' second big reception of the day. He had a 56-yard haul in quarter number 1, resulted in a scoring drive for Fargo South. Now a big 30-yard reception here in quarter number 3. Let's see if they're able to replicate the success on this drive. A completed pass over to Kessel will be a short gain of 3 yards, his second catch of the evening for Drew Kessel, the tight end, standing at 6'7". The junior for Fargo South will be taken down after a gain of 2, actually. 2nd down and 8 upcoming for Fargo South from the Rough Rider 43-yard line. Shotgun formation. Kessel in the slot to the near side, has a little bit of a cushion. Zone coverage for Grand Forks Red River. It's going to be a handoff. This one's going to be given to Tate Barnacle. He spins forward for a gain of 4 yards, makes it a 3rd down and manageable inside the 40-yard line of Red River.
Nice little play for Barnacle, Sam. Just a sophomore picking up some nice yards, and if you could have spun through one more tackle, he might have had close to another 10 or maybe 15 or 20. But Fargo South showing some different looks here at different times in the drive. I like what I'm seeing so far offensively.
3rd down and 5. Got to imagine that this is 4-down territory for South. Putting a man in motion, that's Barnacle. Morris is going to go that way. Barnacle with room to run. He's going to run forward to the 35. He'll be stopped just short of the line to gain. Solid tackle on the near side by Caden Tostenson. He had a pick 6. Interception return for touchdown in half number 1, one of the 2 touchdowns for the Rough Riders. And he stops Tate Barnacle just short, a half yard short of the line to gain. South keeps their offense out onto the field. And my gut is telling me Austin Morris is going to keep this one himself.
This is what they've done before, Sam, this little shotgun run from the quarterback on 4th and down. I think Red River would be ready for it. If they can buy him a little time, they might have a guy slipping loose in that second level. We'll see what the call is here.
Morris fakes the give. He's going to throw this one, and it's incomplete. Trying to get connected with Kobe Seamers. Good job bringing the pressure is the Rough Rider defense. Providing the pressure was Connor Bishop Diaz. In coverage for Grand Forks Red River was Caden Tostenson. Incomplete turnover on downs. Red River offense takes over still with a 2-point lead.
It was a real nice and tight spiral by Morris, but just a hair behind his receiver. He's unable to come down with it. Nearly got a hand on it with Seamers, but Red River is able to get Fargo South off the field on 4th down. Pretty much as good as a punt. They're going to start from the 35-yard line, kind of in the range they've started all their drives this evening.
Will the Riders offense be able to take advantage? Dosh fakes the give, trying to get to the edge to the near side. He stays forward, bumbling and tumbling. He's a tough ball carrier to take down. That'll be a solid gain on 1st down, crossing the 40-yard line, approaching midfield. It'll be a 2nd down and 4 from the Rough Rider 41-yard line. Another quarterback keeper there for Dosh. That's what was successful for the Rough Riders in their scoring drive way back in quarter number 1. Will they continue that recipe to continue to find success? A tackle in the backfield made by number 55, Colin Cooper, the 6'3" junior defensive lineman for Fargo South, tackling Noah Brandvold in the backfield. There'll be a loss of 3 on the play, turning a 2nd down and 4 into a 3rd down and 7. And that makes the playbook a little bit more narrow for Vern Muir here on 3rd down.
And Dosh, Sam, has got a lot of yards tonight after contact. That's kind of one of his great strengths, is he stays upright and is able to keep moving. We'll see what the Riders dial in here on 3rd and kind of long to manageable near midfield.
Dosh, quarterback keeper, running to the near side, trying to charge forward, goes back to the middle of the field, and that finds enough space for a 1st down. Wow. Dosh running into a wall of bodies on the near side, cuts back to the inside, finds daylight, and charges forward. That's a gain of 15 on the play for the quarterback of Grand Forks Red River. Good enough for a Rough Rider 1st down.
And exactly there, you see Dosh. The play is designed to go to the outside. He doesn't really like what he's seeing. He cuts upfield quickly and turns on those burners. Picks up a nice 3rd and long completion for the Rough Riders.
Big first down for Grand Forks Red River. Dosh biding time, tucks and runs. He's going to be taken down in the backfield. Back there once again for Fargo South is Colin Cooper. He's also joined.
Dosh looks like a little winged here, Sam.
Dosh gingerly getting back up. He's helped to his feet from his teammates, and he will stay on the field. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him here. It'll be a loss of 3 on the play. Quarterback sack for Colin Cooper. Another Bruin in the backfield alongside him. Didn't catch the number. I believe it was maybe number 10, Madit Ajak for Fargo South. Dropping back to passes Dosh. It's a designed screen play to the near side. Sniffing it out the whole time was Fargo South linebacker. That's number 5, Adrone Wilson.
Fargo South's defense tonight, Sam, has really come up with a lot of big stops. I mean, they've not quite been able to stop Red River on the money downs, but they've done a nice job sniffing out plays throughout the night, especially this stuff around the line of scrimmage. They are very strong in that area. Be curious to see if Red River tries to stretch here.
Screenplay has not been there. They've been able to pick up 1 first down back in half number 1, but for the most part, good defensive integrity. Big 3rd down and 14 for Grand Forks Red River. Dosh facing pressure, and he's tackled, and he fumbles. It's a quarterback sack and a fumble, a turnover for Fargo South. Hopping on top of it is number 15, Carter Brown, and the Bruins are back in business. They take over possession in Rough Rider territory. Let's take a look at the replay, brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency. Dosh may be a little bit careless with the ball, trying to create more time to keep his eyes down the field. He gets tackled from behind, and then ultimately recovering the fumble that he forced was number 5. That's Adrone Wilson.
So Fargo South, Sam, ends up with their first turnover of the evening near midfield. Dosh, that's kind of where you ride the wire with the guy that can shuffle. And I think the D lineman, if I am correct, that's Bez Ray, got a little hand on him and sort of jostled him, picking up that fumble. Nice job, Carter Brown. Fundamental football falling on it, but if he could have scooped, he might have been able to score.
Pistol formation, different look for this Bruin offense. Morris is going to give this one to Barnacle. Flag on the play immediately. Tackle is made just past the line of scrimmage by Xander Wayne. And you got to imagine this is a pre-snap infraction. They let the play resume, and we await the call from the officials here at Cushman Field.
Just based on how quickly that came out. But
could have been offsides. They're picking up the flag on the play, so it will be 2nd down after what appears to be a gain of maybe 2 yards on the play for Tate Barnacle, the sophomore running back for Fargo South. The flag is picked up, and we continue to carry on. The clock is running. Under 6.5 remaining on our All True Health System scoreboard here in quarter number 3. This quarter is brought to you by PS Garage Doors. The PS stands for Pride in Service. Another pistol-like formation, fullback and a tailback. Barnacle getting thrown out in motion to the far side. They're going to hand this one off to Wilson. Wilson has some nice push from his offensive line. Moves forward for a solid gain of 5 yards inside the 40-yard line. He'll be taken down at the 38. This will result in a 3rd down and 3. 4-down territory once again here for Fargo South. They have been having a lot of pressure downs, both these offenses have, throughout the duration of this entire game.
Well, and it's you want to say credit to the defenses, but credit to the offenses for moving the ball, right? I mean, this game is won on 3rd and 4th down, Sam, and both these teams right now just jostling that hot potato to see who's going to take advantage. This one's tucked underneath by Morris. Sniffed out. Cameron Bishop Diaz with a big stack on 3rd down. That's going to make it 3rd and long for the Bruins near midfield.
Quarterback keeper for Fargo South sniffed out the entire way. It's like they knew what was coming. Excellent play getting into the backfield is Connor Bishop Diaz, the senior linebacker for Grand Forks Red River. It looks like the Bruin offense is going to stay out onto the field. Only a loss of 3 on the play. It leads to a 4th down and 6 now.
Protection in the backfield.
Running backs on each hip of the quarterback, Austin Morris. 2 receivers on the far side in the slot. That's Drew Kessel. Morris stepping up into the pocket, looking for a pass, and he finds his man, getting connected with Kobe Seamers, and that's just enough for a 1st down. That'll be a gain of 10 on the play. He needed 6. And was that Amari Taylor or was that number 6? I believe that was number 6, Kobe Seamer. So a big fourth down conversion for Fargo South after the negative play. Austin Morris staying in the pocket, stepping up, keeping his eyes down the field, and he delivers a strike to move the chains.
And great awareness as he got close to that line of scrimmage. He might have been able to draw a linebacker just one step in with him, thinking he might scramble, but he unloads that one for a nice first down.
Designed quarterback run once again, and Grand Forks Red River is starting to sniff out the strategy from the offensive play callers for Fargo South. Good tackle made there by Jonah Pence. It'll be no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 upcoming from the Grand Forks Red River 31-yard line.
And this is where you'd like to see South, if they have the ability to hand that ball off under center and get it to a running back with a full head of steam. This quarterback sneak kind of play might have been run its time here at Cushman Field, Sam. They got to do a better job of getting the running backs involved in this game to open up with the other lanes of traffic.
Morris, play action, rolling out to his right, and he'll throw this one away, facing pressure in the backfield from Oliver Paper. Kessel was the intended target, but he was draped in coverage by guess who? Matthew Dosh, who has really done an excellent job of shutting down the star tight end for Fargo South all evening long, and 2 interceptions to show for it on the stat sheet as well. 3rd down and 10 after the incompletion.
Again, we find ourselves in a 3rd and long situation. I mean, South gambling on that 4th down and picking up 10 yards, 10, 11 yards, Sam. They got another chance here. They got to try and chunk plays off, but they went for it at the 44-yard line. You know they're going to go for it at the 31.
Pistol formation. This one's handed off to Wilson, and Wilson maneuvers along the offensive line, still maintaining, not allowing his knee to touch the ground, stretching forward. It will be a pickup of around 7 yards. It will be officially 6 yards on the play. So another 4th down and medium, another pressure play, 4th down and 4. South trying to move quickly. Running backs on each hip of Austin Morris. 2 receivers to the far side. Amari Taylor all by himself on the near side. Over on the far side is number 6, making some big plays all night long, Kobe Seamers, as well as Drew Kessel in the slot. In the backfield is Barnacle on the left hip, Wilson on the right hip. Morris looking for the long hitter, and he has his man. Touchdown, Amari Taylor. Fargo South takes the lead.
Sam, Fargo South on 4th down completes a big strike. We'll get another look at that one, courtesy of American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency.
And you'll see the play action drawing in some Fargo. It was not a play action, just a straight-up drop-back pass. Good job defeating his man in the secondary. Great move by Amari Taylor, the senior wideout for Fargo South. And they now have their first lead of the football game on our All True Health System scoreboard, leading Grand Forks Red River by 4. A score of 18-14, pointing the point after attempt, of which Fargo South has been unsuccessful both times. A botched snap on the first touchdown, went for 2 on their second score. Now they're going to go for 2 yet again to try and make this a 6-point game. Morris rolling out to his right. It's a shovel pass to Barnacle, and he gets in. Speed option style play there for Fargo South, and Barnacle punches it in to make it a 1-touchdown lead for Fargo South over Grand Forks Red River on our All True Health System scoreboard. That was a big hitter. What did you have? A 31-yard touchdown from Austin Morris, getting connected with Amari Taylor on 4th down and 3. That scoring play brought to you by Bergstrom Electric, where the light indeed does shine brighter. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Red River is going to try to regain the lead. This is Rough Rider Football on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
If you've got an electrical emergency, call RBB Electric. We are your 24/7 electrician. Your call will always be answered by an RBB employee ready to help 24/7. RBB Electric is on time every time. Your time is valuable, and we don't waste it. RBB Electric always calls ahead to schedule.
Welcome back. Not missing a second of the action after that Amari Taylor touchdown for Fargo South. The Bruins have their first lead of the football game with just under 3 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Grand Forks Red River receives this one at their own 5-yard line. That's Manassa. Manassa pushing forward. He crosses the 35, eventually being wrangled down at the 37-yard line. That's a 22-yard return for the return team for Grand Forks Red River. Taking that one was Cam Irian. That was Cam Irian. That was not Max Manassa. I believe that was number 5. So that's a good 22-yard return. That's 2 first downs that the Rough Riders now don't have to get. And they have optimal field position, trailing for the first time in this matchup against Fargo South, their East Region rival in North Dakota High School football Class AA. Matthew Dosh back out onto the field. He's going to do a quick hitter to the far side. This is going to get connected. I believe that's Mo Kamara. No, that's not Mo Kamara over there. I think that is Mo Kamara
15
with the reception.
It is Mo Kamara. He had a nice little feature piece from Alex Faber in the Grand Forks Herald, a testament to the development that this Red River team has. To go for Kamara on that swing pass ends up in some negative yards here.
A loss of 2 on the play, forcing Red River to operate from behind the sticks. 2nd down and 12. The clock continues to bleed. Just 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. A beautiful night for Thursday Night Lights at Cushman Field here in Grand Forks, North Dakota High School football. Dosh is going to give this one to Brandvold. Brandvold operating along the right side of the offensive line. He cuts forward. It will be a gain of 5 yards, and we're going to have a flag after the play.
Uh-oh.
Who's this going to be against? Will it go against Red River? Will it go against Fargo South? The Fargo South, who that could have been for the Bruins. Number 34, Brennan Johnson, running immediately off the field as if he knows he's guilty of something. This is going to be a big swing in whichever direction it goes. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Grand Forks Red River, and it is offsetting, like you mentioned. So both teams' plays will offset. Great analysis from our color commentator, Adrian Cummings. My name is Sam Jensen, doing play-by-play. Behind the camera for us this evening is Joey Spanger. So the Brandvold rush will stand. It will be a pickup of 5 on the play, which turns it into a 3rd down and 8. Another 3rd down and long for this Rough Rider offense, a pressure play from them. Dosh slings this one. It's a fastball, and it's broken up. Good play in the secondary by Madit Ajak for Fargo South, forcing a 4th down for Grand Forks Red River. Decision time for Vern Muir. He's been conservative all night long, and he will continue to do so. Probably the right call, 4th down and 8 from your own territory, bringing the punting unit out onto the field.
Tough part is, the way that Fargo South has moved the ball, Sam, really since the majority of the second quarter. Now, when they had their opportunity in this 3rd quarter, South has moved the ball quite well. You just can't risk turning the ball over here. If it's 4th and 1 or 2 closer to midfield, maybe you give it a shout, but 4th and long-ish, just tough to turn that ball over.
Booing punt from Dosh, calling for a fair catch at his own 25-yard line for Fargo South is Jackson Lewis, the sophomore punt returner for Fargo South. So this Bruin offense full of confidence coming back out onto the field. Adrian, you have a nice little fact about the 2 scoring drives for Fargo South and how they're performing on those pressure downs that we keep talking about.
Yeah, Sam, of note, Fargo South on both of their touchdown drives have gone 2 for 2 on 4th down. On all other drives, they are 1 for 3, as we'll take another look at that touchdown pass. So Fargo South, on the drives that matter, they're converting on 4th down, which has been critical for them. This 31-yard touchdown strike coming on 4th down and giving the Bruins their first lead of the evening. Their defense takes care of business quickly against Red River, gets their buzzing offense back out on the field. Sam, this is a Fargo South team that we know can score if you just look at how they've played this season. They really would love to have one here and put some distance between them and the men in red.
Turning this into a 2-possession game would really alter the blueprint of how this will end up. A big, good run on 1st down for Fargo South. That's going to be number 5, Adrone Wilson. He pushes forward for a gain of 8 on 1st down, resulting in a 2nd down and 2. Fargo South not feeling any urgency now with the lead, maybe feeling the urgency to punch the ball into the end zone to make this a 2-possession game, but they're comfortable burning clock.
And their drives have been long, actually. Both of these teams have gone on really quite long drives. So, Fargo South has got no pressure to play quickly. But like you said, they're going to want to put something on the scoreboard to give themselves a little room to work with. This Morris going to take this one right side, gets snuffed out. He'll go for, looks like a short gain. And he'll set up 3rd and very manageable for the Bruins in the fading minutes of this 3rd quarter. Fargo South leads Red River 20-14 on our Ultra Health System scoreboard.
Fargo South only getting 1 yard on that second and short. Nice tackle from Xander Wayne. Does not allow the Bruins to pick up the first down. So another big third down here for Fargo South in the later stages here of quarter number 3. Morris takes the snap. He's going to run it himself the whole way. He's going to fall forward. Only needed about a half a yard. He's taken down near the line of scrimmage. Tackle is made once again by Wayne, and it looks like he might be short. This is going to be fourth down. No gain on the play. Picking up maybe a half of a yard. The line to gain is the 35. It's marked at the 34.5, and that will do it. Put 4 fingers up into the air. We're going to quarter number 4 here at Cushman Field. It's turning into a great North Dakota high school football game. Rough Rider football on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
Big fourth down coming up for Fargo South from their own 34-yard line. And their punting unit is out onto the field talking off air. We're wondering, God, with the success Fargo South has had on fourth down all night long, do you go for it here in your own territory to try extend this drive, bleed off more clock? The punting unit out onto the field, that does not mean that they will not go for it, but the Bruins do elect to punt it away, and it will get a Red River bounce as it just sits at the 35-yard line on the Rough Rider side of the field. It's downed by number 3, Carter Shambaugh. So the Rough Rider offense, who has really been stuttering here in half number 2, trying to get another crack at the apple to move the ball. I believe they only have 1 first down here in the second half.
I think that's correct, as we see Reese Walters in the huddle. Not sure if this is a little misdirection or if he might come in for a couple sets here. This would be quite the turn and quite the unexpected move. You know, to be fair, Sam, if you're Fargo South, your defense has done everything that you've asked them to do since midway through the second quarter, so maybe there is some confidence in turning this ball over to your defense and saying, go get us another stop, as Walters will shuffle to the sideline.
I also took note that it looked like Walters with his helmet on, dressed up in his pads, week to week after his ankle injury. Matthew Dosh has 1 turnover in this football game. He fumbled it on a quarterback's sack from Fargo South, and a quick timeout called by Grand Forks Red River on the first play of the possession. They're going to want that one back. We'll keep this one here. This timeout is brought to you by Apex Apparel and Big Jim's Tire, the region's largest agricultural tire supplier in the Red River Valley. Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel are timeout sponsors on KNOX Live Sports. Red River's offense, before they're able to get one snap off of this possession, the defense forces the Bruins off the field. The Bruins having an opportunity to stretch this into a 2-possession game. The Riders' defense stands strong thanks to 2 amazing tackles from Xander Wayne near the line of scrimmage, not allowing the Bruins to move the chains. So the offense now having to step up to the plate. Scored on their first possession of the football game, but have been held off the scoreboard since. The other touchdown from Grand Forks Red River coming on a pick 6. Interception return for touchdown from Caden Tostenson. This will be handed off to Brandvold. Brandvold running to the near side. That's not Brandvold. And he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It will be a loss of 3 or 4 on the play, on the carry. That's Cam Urian.
Urian, Sam, a big defender for Red River Rough Riders hockey, but has struggled to find a rhythm tonight on the field, and Red River goes for kind of a little bit of a swing play on first down there. Interesting call as they lose yards again. They've been playing from behind the chains most of the second half, so we'll see if they can chunk some yards back here and make this a 3rd and manageable.
Will Red River make this simple? Just keep the ball in the hands of your playmaker, Matt Dosh. Instead, they hand it off once again. Once again, it goes to Cam Urian. Cam Urian gets tackled just after the line of scrimmage, so a 3rd down and 14 upcoming real quick for Grand Forks Red River after regaining possession.
Crap.
This South defense has been dialed in since that first offensive possession of the football game where Grand Forks Red River drove the football down 77 yards for a score. Since then, they have been held off the scoreboard in a lot of really short drives. They haven't been stringing a whole lot of nice plays together. Third down and long, clear passing situation from the Rider offense. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Dosh rolling out to the near side. Keeping his eyes down the field, facing pressure. He's going to float one, and it does not reach its intended target, trying to get connected with number 12. That's going to be Noah Iverson in coverage for Fargo South as number 10. We've said his name a lot in coverage for the secondary of Fargo South. That's Medit Ajak.
And Dosh rolling there, Sam, but he had 3 or 4 white helmets in the backfield with him. So Red River is able to hold off kind of this initial wave of the South pressure, but as Dosh extends these plays, he's running out of time, and good coverage downfield. That's as much of a coverage incompletion as it is a throw incompletion.
Another 3 and out from this Rough Rider offense, and we sound like a broken record here in half number 2, but the Rough Riders really struggling to move the ball. Got to give credit to Tyler Kossel and this Fargo South coaching staff making the necessary adjustments as there are flags all over the field. There's a fake, and it's going to result in tip drill incomplete. Flags all over the field. Even if it did end up in a completion for Grand Forks Red River, that was likely going to be called back regardless. Fargo South is going to decline the penalty as it was an illegal formation against Grand Forks Red River. Fargo South will decline the penalty, so a turnover on downs gives Fargo South optimal field possession. They'll start this offensive possession from the Rough Rider 34-yard line, already trailing by 1 touchdown, or leading by 1 touchdown is Fargo South.
And that was not a coverage fake. I mean, that was a designed fake, and Red River goes for the fake play on what ends up being a broken play because of that whistle. So just a really tough swing for Red River there. They thought they might have had a chance for it. Some players kind of stopped halfway through with the whistle. Some kept going, but again, they have a nice fake in their arsenal, and it gets blown up by a penalty. Fargo South in a dangerous position here just outside the 30-yard line, looking to sign some pay dirt here with 10:24 remaining in this fourth quarter.
Austin Morris leading this Bruin offense back out onto the field. He's been making plays all night long with his legs and his arm. He's going to rely on his legs here as the pocket collapses around him. He's able to make it back to the line of scrimmage, getting taken down by a gang of Rough Rider defenders. I see number 55 back there. That's Ryan Ward. Amongst some other names whose numbers I did not catch, also seeing number 54, Xander Wayne. He's been in on a lot of tackles throughout the football game, more notably here in half number 2 as we're getting close to the finale. Just under 10 minutes remaining in quarter number 4. The Riders trailing the Bruins by 6. A touchdown is the difference. The Bruins can really do a great job of creating some separation with the score here. 2 receivers on the near side. A wing back. The tailback goes out into... And it's a quarterback keeper for Morris. He's going to carry it forward, a gain of 3, running inside in between the gaps of that offensive line. He'll fall forward, staying on schedule. And that will result in a gain of 3. So a 3rd down and 7 now upcoming for Fargo South. And this is an area of the field where we've seen them go for it on 4th down a lot. So we know for a fact that they do not need to get all 7 yards here in just one chunk play. They have 2 yards to move the chains. 2 plays.
I'm scratching my head up here, Sam, with the play call that they've had these last few drives. They're essentially just calling quarterback run every single time. I mean, there's been absolutely no diversity in their play calling, and Red River is having a field day with their big guys up front, basically standing in place and taking down Morris as he goes to quick pass. This one outside to Taylor, but it's broken up. PBU by Liam Wadlow. 4th and 7 now from the 31-yard line. Obviously, South is going for it here. It's not even a question about that. We'll see what kind of play they can dial up here, but their play calling has been suspect, I say, the last quarter.
Great defensive play there by the cornerback, Liam Wadlow. Trying to get connected with Kobe Seamers was the quarterback, Austin Morris. But a great pass breakup from Wadlow turns this into a 4th down and 7. It feels like the biggest play of the ball game up until this point. The Rough Rider defense trying to get off the field to give their offense another shot at putting together a drive to tie this game up and eventually maybe take the lead. First, you got to get off the field. Morris facing pressure. Looking for it all, has a man, a little too strong, trying to get connected with, I believe that was Adrone Wilson on the far side. Falls to the turf, incomplete, turnover on downs, back come the Rough Rider offense.
And Sam, that could have been the difference in this game. I mean, that ball was right there Wilson just maybe couldn't track it to the light a hair too far, but Riders send pressure there and get rewarded with an incomplete pass and a turnover on downs. They're in the same spot they were just 4 plays ago. Got to find a first down on this drive, Sam.
Riders do not get burned with that fake punt. Their defense bails out the failed fake punt opportunity. A screen play to the far side, a low pass that is caught behind the line of scrimmage. I believe that was caught by Max Manassa.
First time we've really had him with a reception tonight, I believe, Sam.
And it's for a loss of 2 on the play, forcing the Rough Riders to operate from behind the chains. 2nd down and 12 upcoming, just under 8.5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 4 on our All True Health System scoreboard. 2 receivers to the near side. Looks like Celt's bringing pressure, and they do. Will they be able to get home? Enough time to throw his Dosh and unable to connect on the deep ball, looking for Brody Neal. We've seen that same play many times throughout the course of this matchup. It looks like the Red River receiver running a nice route, creating some separation, but just not able to get connected once again.
Yeah, and that's the tough part when you don't have long plays. You're not in a rhythm. Dosh is just kind of gassed up and getting a little pressure under that ball. You just a little bit looks like the Riders are out of rhythm, Sam. The balls are just not quite exactly where you'd want them to be. We've seen this happen in the third quarter and parts of the second quarter too, where a little bit of communication was off, especially on that drive right before the end of the half.
Dosh, a lot of room to run, keeping his eyes down the field, has a man. That's Neal. That's complete and a first down into Fargo South territory. Red River with their backs against the wall gets a big 25-yard completion for a first down. That's Dosh getting connected with Brody Neal. First down and 10, Rough Riders.
And Kessel just bearing down on Dosh, but Dosh able to flip his hips quick and let that ball go. He finds Brody Neal, his intended target, and the Rough Riders get a much-needed first down on this critical drive in the fourth quarter.
Dosh passing once again, and a pass breakup on the far side. The intended target is Manassa. Jackson Lewis in coverage for Fargo South. Flag on the field. Where's the flag at? Is it near the line of scrimmage?
False start on the Rough Riders. That one will back the Riders up. Should be 1st and 15 for them now. Flag came in on the far side of the field. I did not see it.
And Fargo South has the ability to decline that penalty, I guess. So it's will stay a second down. I thought that was a pre-snap.
Learn something new every game, Sam.
I guess so. So what we thought was going to be a first down and 15 after the incomplete pass, looking for Max Manassa, was Matthew Dosh.
What?
Incomplete is now a 2nd down and 10.
It's a dead ball penalty.
So we thought. Matthew Dosh all by himself in the backfield. Nice catch by Brandvold on the screen pass to the near side, and he rumbles forward past the 40. Will make this a 3rd down and 3. Brandvold, nice athletic catch, one-handed on the screen play to the near side with room to run in front. Nice designed play call, good execution, and now a 3rd down and manageable in an area where Red River feels they're probably going to have 2 snaps to move the chains.
Well, at this point of the game, too, I mean, your defense has done pretty well in this fourth quarter, so why not go for it? But, of course, you'd love to get it in 3, and they have a good opportunity. 3rd and real manageable here from the South 40 here, Sam.
I expect Matthew Dosh to get this one with his legs. Watch for this play-action quarterback keeper, and that's what they do. Keeping his eyes down the field, has an option to throw, and he does. It's a completed pass at the chains, good enough for a first down. Oliver Piper gets the first down for the Rough Riders.
Excellent play call, Tony Romo. Dosh just sees the pressure and decides to flip that one down the field. A much needed. Now the Riders have finally put together 2 first downs, Sam. This is smelling an awful lot like the end zone.
Rough Riders putting together their best offensive possession so far here in half number 2. Have it at the Fargo South 36-yard line. They're going to hand this one off to Brandvold, running along the right side of the offensive line. He's met near the line of scrimmage. He gets dragged down to the turf by number 78. That looks like that's Bezre. Fargo South, and that's going to be a gain of 3 on the play.
The big boy getting out wide, Sam. You love to see that, just playing with some intensity in this game as the clock winds down near middle of the fourth quarter, It's coming into crunch time here at Cushman Field, Sam.
Bezre, 6 foot, 270 pounds, getting out to the edge to make that tackle on Brandvold. Brandvold has his number called once again, and he's taken down once again. That's Re in the backfield. Never mind, that's number 76, Darian Williams, with the tackle for loss. That will make it a 3rd down and 9 for Grand Forks Red River. Darian Williams, 6'1", 275-pound sophomore defensive lineman for Fargo South, blowing up that play behind the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for Brandvold to go. Another 3rd down and long here for the Rough Riders. Dosh is going to have to make another play. Will he do it with his arms or his legs? He throws this one. Completed pass underneath to Piper. Piper falling forward, gets taken down at the 29-yard line. That will be 3 yards short of the line to gain. So another big pressure play here. Biggest of the game up until this moment. 4th down and short for the Rough Riders. Just under 5.5 minutes remaining here in quarter 4.
Fargo South sending in a little bit of a lighter look. Colin Cooper going to check into the game. 6'3", 225. He's listed as a defensive lineman. So they're expecting maybe a little bit of shifting here. Probably not a run coming up the gut based on what this South defensive front is seeing. Kessel has gotten awfully close to Dosh, Sam. I'm sure he wants to try and convert, especially on a big 4th down here in the 4th quarter.
Kessel one hand down near side of the offensive line. And a timeout comes in. This will be called by Grand Forks. Red River will take it with them when we come back. Big 4th down upcoming for the Rough Riders. This is North Dakota High School football on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
And we're back for this 4th down and 3. The Rough Riders got to have it to extend the drive, trailing the Bruins by 6. Dosh is going to keep this one himself. Has to beat Kessel to the edge. He does, and he's short of the line of game. Fargo South defense stands tall. Turnover on downs, forcing Dosh out of bounds on the near side, short of the line to gain. That's a big turnover on downs for this South defense.
They're going to credit that one to Chan Ajak. Excellent play by him to keep Dosh just inches away from that 1st down. Fargo South forces a big turnover and steals a little momentum from Red River. But, Sam, they got a whole hell of a field to go to try and put this game away. 4:51 remains, 76 yards for them, I believe, to get to the end zone.
Ooh. Whoa. Fargo South with an opportunity to put this game on ice after the turnover on downs. If the offense has the ability to drive the ball down the field, punch it into the end zone to give them a 2-possession lead in the waning moments here of quarter number 4. This Grand Forks Red River defense being forced to try stand tall once again, and another peculiar timeout called on the first play of a possession. You really don't see that a lot. We've seen that on less than a handful, but more than once so far this evening from both teams. You got to have your team prepared to go. Have one play call ready when you send your offense out onto the field. The timeout is called by the head coach of Fargo South, Tyler Kossel. We'll keep this one here. This timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire, the region's largest agricultural tire supplier, and Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. Adrian, what do you expect the play calling to be for Fargo South here as they try to put this game on ice?
Well, based on what we've seen, Sam, they're probably going to try and run the ball out of the shotgun predominantly with their quarterback. In my opinion, they need to get away from that. They've run a lot of little outside curls going out to the sideline, which is just so strange. If I'm Fargo South, I think you got to send something in the soft spot over the middle. You maybe send a big target like Kessel or Taylor downfield to pull a safety away and just let it maybe a tight end leak or a guy take a streaking route. Throw short over the middle, in my opinion. The quarterback run has just run its course in this game.
Red River stacking the box, expecting the run, and there it is. That's Austin Morris, the quarterback for Fargo South. Talk about Tony Romo. That's what we had right there. A quarterback run along the right side of the offensive line. A quality pickup of 4 yards on the quarterback keeper for the Bruins. 2nd down and 6. And they'll be happy to watch that clock continue to bleed away. Now just under 4.5 minutes remaining in quarter number 4 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Running backs on each hip of Austin Morris. 2 receivers on the far side. That's Kessel, the tight end, in the slot. Solo receiver on the near side. That's Kobe Seamers. Once again, Red River anticipating run, stacking that box. And it will be a run. This one is going to be handed off to Tate Barnacle. Barnacle is going to be stopped after a gain of 2 on the play. So a good job by the Red River defensive front avoiding Fargo South stopping them from moving the chains. A big third down upcoming, an opportunity for the Riders to get off the field. 3rd down and 4 for Fargo South from their own 34-yard line.
We'll see what kind of pressure Red River wants to bring here, Sam. Like I said, this is where you want to see something over the middle. You're going to send probably one of your big targets on some kind of go route, but protection showing in the backfield. We'll see what they do.
Morris sends a man out in motion. That's Barnacle. Morris looks that way, feels the pocket collapse, runs forward, and he's taken down. He gets taken down by Ryan Ward. Ryan Ward getting some support also from Xander Wayne. That'll be a loss of 1 on the play. Quarterback sack. It was a designed run, so a tackle for loss. And the punting unit comes out onto the field for Fargo South. Big 3-and-out from this Rough Rider defense right when they needed it.
And Red River going to get the ball back, Sam, with about 2 minutes and 40 seconds or so. 1 timeout in their pocket, but we'll see what they do if they elect a fair catch, I would assume. Probably try and stop the clock, but Red River moved the ball really quite well. Oh, Fargo South might be able to take another timeout here on the edge. And that's what they're going to do. Fargo South is going to take a timeout on the edge. And we'll see. This timeout brought to you by Big Jim's Tire and Apex Apparel. I mean, Red River has moved the ball pretty well in the kind of the fading stages of this 4th quarter, so they have some momentum. If I'm Fargo South, I'm really questioning the play call there. You can't be scared to throw with 4 minutes left in the football game based on the way your defense is played. You're going to have a chance to stop them, but you have a better chance if you're converting first downs to keep the chains moving. But Red River, their opportunity here, trying to steal one on senior night, Sam.
Red River defense stands tall when they are needed. Down by 1 possession in the waning moments of quarter number 4, and they force a 3-and-out. I'd have to agree with you there, Adrian. Fargo South trying to move the chains all on the ground. Their playmakers on the outside did not have their number called. They're only able to get the 5 yards out of the 10 that they needed to move the chains. That would pull off another minute and a half at least. So when Red River does get the ball back, but nevertheless, after the timeout from Fargo South, 2:42 remaining in the ball game, and Grand Forks Red River has their punt return team out on the field. Still need a good snap, need a good punt.
Riders show some pressure there.
And back to receive. This one takes a Fargo South bounce all the way to the 23-yard line. Back to receive for Grand Forks Red River was Brody Neal. And he shies away from that one. It receives a Bruin favorable bounce. So now Grand Forks Red River with a whole lot of green in front of them. 2 minutes and 34 seconds for the game. To punch it into the end zone and a point after attempt would give the Rough Riders a win. But first they need to move it all the way down the field, and that's been way easier said than done, especially here in half number 2. They found some rhythm on that last possession. How can they try keep that momentum but maintain it the whole drive to punch it into the end zone? Dosh all by himself in the backfield. Running back looks like he's going to roll out to the flats. Doing so is Brandvold. Dosh evading pressure from Kessel. He's going to dump this one. Nice pass to Piper. And that's going to be a gain of 9 yards on the play. Running out of bounds is Piper. That will stop the clock. And the official is calling a timeout on the field. And we have an injured Fargo South Bruin. So we will take this timeout with them. Just 2 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in quarter number 4. This is crunch time. Red River football on KNOX Live Sports.
Open all year round to the public, Eagles Crest offers space for holiday parties and family get-togethers. And of course, daily specials, appetizers, and all your favorites, including Sunday brunch buffets. Come in for the view and delicious meals at Eagles Crest Grill.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the injured Fargo South Bruin making his way to the sidelines. That's an impact player for South. That's Adrone Wilson making impact plays both on offense and defense for South all night long. As he's walking off the field under the guise of his own power, you got to like to see that. And the possession will resume after the 9-yard completion to Piper from Matthew Dosh. That sets up a 2nd down and 1 for Grand Forks Red River. Another screenplay to the near side, getting connected with Brandvold. He runs out of bounds after he crosses the 35. He'll be pushed out at the 36. Running out of bounds will stop the clock once again. 2 minutes and 23 seconds. We're really seeing a concerted effort here from the Rough Riders, keeping the ball to the boundary to try and manage this clock more effectively.
Yep, and they've really fallen in love with the screen pass this game, Sam. We've not really seen them run a lot of this, but that's kind of supplementing their running game underneath, getting a couple jick and dunk yards as Dosh is going to drop back here as he snaps this one to Wadlow. Wadlow shakes free from his guy. He's got a first down. He's got a little more. Wadlow picks up 13 on a big first down. This ball, the 50-yard line here, 2 minutes and 16 seconds when the clock resumes as the chain gang gets caught up to that line of scrimmage here.
Good job by the pass catcher. Correction, that looks like that was number 18, Oliver Piper, on the reception, making a man miss after what would have been a gain of 3 or 4 yards, able to shed a tackle, pick up the first down, gain of 13, and a big sack in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 10. Getting credit for the sack is going to be Javon Anderson. Big sack tackle for loss for this Bruin defense. This will push Red River all the way back. It's actually a loss of 7 on the play. 2nd down and 17 upcoming. The clock continues to tick. 1 minute, 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. Dosh takes the snap, drops back to pass, has to return back to the middle of the field, throws up a prayer, and it's intercepted! No! Falls to the turf. A jump ball that felt like it was up in the air forever. Unable to haul that one in the secondary for Fargo South was Chan Ajak, being forced to play defense essentially there for Grand Forks Red River. Trying to prevent the interception was Brody Neal. Once again, Drew Kessel providing some pressure but not able to get home as Matthew Dosh throws up a prayer, falls to the turf, incomplete. 3rd down and 17 upcoming for the Rough Riders.
And that was South's best opportunity, Sam, to ice this game. They still got to play defense. 2 more snaps, minute 30 remain. 1 timeout apiece. Red River needs a first down, and they need the end zone here to try and take this game from Fargo South. Big play coming.
Red River just trying to make this a manageable 4th down. Facing pressure is Dosh, looking for Brandvold, and he's blown up. That's going to be a flag on the play. The flag will go against Gabe Jacobson on the far side. Defenseless receiver was Noah Brandvold. He's hurt on the far side, so that will be an unnecessary roughness, a hit on a defenseless receiver, and Grand Forks Red River will get an automatic first down via the penalty.
Wow, Sam, what a swing. Fargo South played clean most of the night. When they need it most, just unable to play that last one clean. Again, defenseless receiver. We'll see him hopefully pop up here in 1 second and trot to the sideline, but not a nice play. You don't love to see that, and Red River gives them a little life on this drive that looked to be near the end here.
Automatic first down. We will take this timeout with the injured Rough Rider on the field. When we come back, we'll bring. Oh, no, and Brandvold hops back to his feet, so we will keep this one here. Brandvold jogs back to the sideline. That brings the Rough Rider fans to their feet. The student section sideline loves to see it as well, taking a pop. And he took his punishment, as that was within arm's reach for Brandvold, so you can understand the frustration from Fargo South fans.
Not an automatic first down. Was it pass interference they called? Well, that'd be an automatic first, no? Must have been unnecessary roughness.
15-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. It results in a 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 2 on our All True Health System scoreboard. Matthew Dosh takes the snap, rolls out to the near side, keeping his eyes down the field, has a man, gets connected. That's Oliver Piper once again. His number's been called a lot, especially here in this last possession. 2 big first down receptions, this time on 3rd down and 3, as the ball gets moved into Fargo South territory. 1st down and 10 for the Rough Riders from the South 34-yard line. Under 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining. The clock should resume now after the chains are reset. And that pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage, getting his hands up. That looks like that was Drew Kessel making the play on defense, realizing he wasn't going to get home. High IQ play on the defensive line for Kessel. Matthew Dosh saw him starting his throwing motion. Kessel throws his arms up into the air, utilizing his 6'7" frame, bats that one down. It's an incomplete pass, which will stop the clock with 1 minute 18 remaining in the 4th. 2nd down and 10 now. Dosh, screenplay to the near side. Brandvold met immediately after catching it.
No,
he is able to get out of bounds, which will stop the clock. Nice tackle there immediately in the secondary by Carter Brown, the linebacker for Fargo South. The junior standing at 6 foot, 175 pounds. A gain of none on the play. The 3rd down and 10 upcoming for the Rough Riders. More and more pressure downs, and the pressure compounds as we get later into quarter number 4. Last possession for the Rough Riders to try tie things up and eventually maybe take the lead. Dosh stepping up into the pocket. He's going to tuck and run. Dosh crossing the 30, and he gets taken down. Nice shoestring tackle by Jackson Lewis, but not before Dosh is able to pick up 5 yards on the play. So 4th down upcoming. Another big 4th down, and Grand Forks Red River will take their final timeout. And this timeout, once again, is brought to you by Big Jim's Tire. No job is too big for Jim's, the region's largest agricultural tire supplier in the Red River Valley. And Apex Apparel. We're wearing our KNOX quarter zip polos that have been stitched by Apex Apparel, your locally owned, family-run apparel, sign, and promotional item shop in Grand Forks. 4th down and 5 upcoming. Adrian, you got to feel like they're going to allow Matthew Dosh to roll out, keep his eyes down the field, and he can make the decision himself whether he wants to move the chains with his feet or with his arm. What do you expect here?
I think that you're going to have targets in all 3 levels. It's 1,000% going to be play action because that's Dosh's strength. My guess is he rolls to the near side. It's kind of been his favored side. Targets in all 3 levels. Watch for the leaker tight end or maybe running back on a wheel. Something really underneath that you can get the ball in the guy's hands. We'll see what they draw up here.
This is the ball game. Fargo South is able to get a stop. They will win. Matthew Dosh rolling out to his right. Eyes down the field, and it's broken up. The pass is broken up. Fargo South is going to win this one with their secondary, and that is going to do it. We'll take a look at this replay brought to you by American Family Insurance, Tyler Nagel Agency on 4th down and 5 with just over a minute to play. Matthew Dosh facing pressure, has to let go of the ball sooner than he wanted to, and nice tight coverage in the secondary. Didn't get a number on who was in coverage for Fargo South, but they will get off the field. Turnover on downs. No timeouts remaining for Grand Forks Red River. Fargo South will get their first conference victory of the season. They keep their playoff hopes alive.
Wow, Sam, what a football game. I mean, we saw it there. Dosh wanted to play action, just got under some pressure quicker, I think, than he was anticipating. And Fargo South looks like they'll march forward in a shotgun victory formation, maybe 59 seconds. They just need 2-3 plays. I mean, they don't need to run a play here at all. That is the strangest thing I've ever seen, I guess.
Fargo South not really operating under center all game long.
Morris more comfortable in the shotgun, clearly.
And that's something we've noticed from this Fargo South offense, even in victory formation, going in the shotgun. Austin Morris, they're just going to need to snap the ball off one more time to put this game on ice. But it looks like Fargo South, after winning their season opener against Dickinson, have lost their last 6. They will get their first victory in conference play in the East region of North Dakota high school football at the Class 2A level. Final score on our All True Health System scoreboard: Fargo South Bruins 20, Grand Forks Red River 14. The Bruins improved to 2-6 on the season. Red River back to 500. Their 2-game winning streak snapped. They're 4-4 going into the final week of the season, where they're going to take on their crosstown rival, Grand Forks Central, in the Cushman Classic. We're going to take a quick break here. A word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will bring you our post-game report. This post-game report is going to be brought to you by Spray Advantage and the Ski and Bike Shop. Don't go anywhere. This is Rough Rider Football on KNOX Live Sports.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting someone who pays attention to the little things that make a big difference. And to keep your family cool this summer, it takes Bryant.
Connect with Thermal Air today, your Bryant certified dealer.
In Grand Forks, it's about more than just where you live. It's about the people you trust when life happens. At Logan Karski State Farm, we're proud to protect what matters most. I'm Logan Karski with State Farm, and we'd be honored to be your good neighbor.
When the lights go out, count on the pros. Bergstrom Electric in Grand Forks, the area's largest full-service electrical contractor. From commercial builds to homes, they're trusted for quality, safety, and award-winning work. Call today, 701-775-8897.
When you need the right part for your pickup, head to Northwood or call Mike's Custom Truck. Amanda will drop ship any part you need: turbos, upgraded fuel pumps, Edge products, and more. Mike's Custom Truck, 587-6335.
Nelson Auto in Grand Forks is proud to sponsor area athletics. We know the value of a good team, and we'd like to invite you in to meet our team. See how our team takes care of you and your family. Nelson Auto in Grand Forks, home to Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
When you're in pain, you need more than just a doctor. You need a problem solver. Count on All True Orthopedics and Sports Medicine and get back to what moves you.
Hey, this is Pastor Paul. I'd like to welcome you to Hope Church, especially if you're a person that doesn't have a place where you hang out spiritually. We would love for you to come and experience hope and find God. Hope Church, 9, 10:30, and 6 p.m. on Sundays. For more information, you can check out gfhope.org.
Pick 6 for $19.99, a perfect meal for two.
That's gotta rhyme.
Well, how about munching on Pick 6, my mouth going yap, yap. People always staring at my wings, they go flap, flap. Dave is so surprised because he didn't know I'd rap. Pick 6 meal for two for $19.99.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Fargo South winning this thriller North Dakota High School Football Class 2A East Region matchup against Grand Forks Red River by a final score of 20-14 on our All True Health System scoreboard. We're now in our postgame show. This postgame show is brought to you by Spray Advantage. Everything you need for the chemical and spraying application on your farm, as well as the ski and bike shop here in Grand Forks, where your next adventure begins. Adrian, I'll hand it over to you to go through our scoring summary. And through the scoring summary, we'll also be showing some highlights and handing out some additional awards as well. Scoring summary brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. The light does shine brighter at Bergstrom Electric. Adrian?
Sam will take you through a complete game scoring summary, complimentary with some nice highlights mixed in there. We'll start first on what was the first drive and the first score of the game. That was a Matthew Dosh 1 yard rushing touchdown. That one Capped off a 70-yard drive for the Rough Riders. They popped out to a 7-0 lead on the scoreboard early in that first quarter.
Touchdown! Touchdown, Grand Forks Red River.
Just
Matthew
2.5 minutes later in game time, Morris punches in a 6-yard quarterback sneak. I don't know if we have that one loaded in or not. I might have gave you some bad info there. Morris punches in a 6-yard quarterback sneak. That one was set up by a 56-yard third down reception by Simmers. Fargo South unable to convert. That score now reverts to 7-6. We will take a look then. Rough Riders do find some success. Fargo South gets a quick stop, but the Rough Riders get the ball back on a 47-yard interception return. That one, Caden Tostenson, he pushes the Riders' lead to 8, score of 14-6. And also in quarter two, moving now into quarter two, we had a big fourth down interception by Matthew Dosh. This one on the way of Simmers. We'll take a look at
Morris
it here.
Is the quarterback.
You see Morris just dropping back, looks to his left, first read Simmers, and then Dosh.
It's an Matthew Dosh wins a jump ball against Drew Kessel, and an interception on fourth down to done
in this second quarter. This was the money quarter, if you will. Wadlow has a 28-yard touchdown reception, gets taken off the board by a Red River holding penalty. They're forced to punt. Fargo South turns around and goes for a 49-yard pass touchdown. Morris to Anderson. This was where Fargo South made it the closest
of this game. And there they call his number, and it's going to lead to an interception for Grand Forks Red River. Coming back the other way is Caden Tostenson, and he's going to walk that one in. Pick 6, Grand Forks Red River, one of their 2 touchdowns that they had. Sorry, going out of order here with the highlights. Allow you to continue with your scoring summary. However, that pick 6 by Tostenson will be the recipient of tonight's finest auto trim cover of the game. Big or small, they cover it all. Back to you, Adrian.
So in that second quarter, that 49-yard passing touchdown midway through the second, Morris connects with Anderson for a 49-yard strike. Fargo South cuts Red River's lead just to 2, get to 14-12 on the scoreboard. On that drive, Fargo South goes 2 for 2 on fourth down, Simon. That's not the last time that we will say that tonight. Wrapping out that first quarter, Matthew Dosh has another big interception over Kessel. The Rough Riders finished that first half with 7 points off of turnovers. Our second half scoring summary is a little bit shorter, a little fewer highlights, but we'll take you through the big plays. Midway through quarter 3, this is where we saw the Fargo South defense really stand up, Sam, and play tough and physical football. Matthew Dosh on scrambling on third down. He fumbles that ball into the hands of Carter Brown. We don't have an image of that, a video of that, but our next play will be our PS Garage Doors. I believe this will be our play of the game.
The play of the game is brought to you by Grand Forks Holloway Junk and Demo. the lead provider of junk removal services in the greater Grand Forks area. This is our play of the game. This is the go-ahead touchdown for Fargo South. Ultimately ended up being the game-winning touchdown. Amari Taylor hauling in that touchdown pass from Austin Morris. That's a 25-yard strike through the air for Fargo South, and they did not give up that lead the remainder of the game. That is our Holloway Junk and Demo play of the game.
And that will be our final score of the game. We'll take one final look at that fourth down pass breakup. Red River kind of felt like they were maybe getting stalled out and doing a nice job. South ends up taking a dumb penalty. He gives the ball back to Red River, but you'll see this fourth down pass breakup with just over a minute left, and that will seal the Bruins picking up their second win on the season. Dosh rolling, and that one just falling to the turf. Some hands in the air for the Fargo South Bruins, Sam. So that is our scoring summary. The Riders led in the first half 14-2. And the final in this game goes as 20-14 as Fargo South does not convert on a single PAT, or they got one two-pointer, but they do a nice job taking care of business, and enough cannot be said about that South defense, Sam. We will give you a chance to award our PS Garage Doors Player of the Game, but we'll talk quickly about what do you see from this Rough Riders team. Obviously, it sounds like they're gelling. They get a couple nice wins, a tight one against Central Cass, a big one against Wapaton. They get into what looks like a really tight game here, and it just maybe doesn't fall their way, Sam.
And we talked about this before the broadcast, Adrian, just you and myself before we hopped on air. This had all the makings of what could be a trap game for Grand Forks Red River on a 2-game winning streak. Maybe they're looking ahead on the schedule, getting ready for the season finale in the regular season against their crosstown rival, the Grand Forks Central Knights in the Cushman Classic, overlooking a team with only one win so far this season, Fargo South. They have dropped 6 straight games, so a traditional trap game, and Grand Forks Red River ended up getting caught in that trap, and ultimately it was the performance of their offense that did not hold up to the standard. The Grand Forks Red River defense with 3 turnovers in that first half, playing well, only giving up 1 score in the final 24 minutes as well. The Rough Rider offense just not finding enough rhythm when they had the ball in their possession to put together any scoring drives. They'd have 1-2 nice plays, then they'd take a step backwards, a big tackle for loss from Fargo South, a failed fake punt as well. So just nothing really going right, especially in half number 2 for Grand Forks Red River. A lot of missed opportunities created for them by their defense.
And we talked about this South team, Sam. They have a lot of weapons. Probably their biggest weapon, Drew Kessel, is basically a no-show. I mean, I think he had 5 or 6 targets tonight, and 2 of them turned into interceptions, and I think the other 3 that he ended up catching turned into like 4 yards. I mean, Kessel was held off the scoreboard. But as we read through this scoring summary, Anderson had a nice touchdown grab. Simmers had a 56-yard reception, had a couple big critical receptions, did not get on the score sheet, and then finally Amari Taylor ends up with the final tutty of the night. So Fargo South beat Red River with their weapons, there's no doubt about it, and hats off to their defense. I mean, their defense had something gelling in this game. They get gashed on the first drive of the game, and then pretty much since then they play perfect. Red River gets that 1 interception, very nice pick 6 by Tostenson. But this Fargo South defense, I mean, basically the second half of the second quarter, the entire third quarter, Red River's going 3rd and out. They're not able to pick up a first down. They got very close to going 3rd and out in the final drive of the game, but an untimely penalty comes in by Fargo South. So props to their defense. I mean, their offense played well and did what they needed to do, but I think their defense won them this game tonight, Sam. And this is a Riders offense that had 56 points last week, and they're held to just 14 and did not really look that good doing it either.
Got to give credit to the coaching staff for Fargo South, Tyler Kossel. After that first offensive possession for Grand Forks Red River, looked like we were well on our way to a shootout, basically.
Yes.
2 high-scoring
Yes.
offenses. That's what we thought we had on hand, but some adjustments from both of the defensive coordinators. Maybe the best adjustment coming from the Fargo South defensive play callers, putting a quarterback spy, Javon Anderson, on Matthew Dosh, not allowing him. If he's going to hurt you, make him do it through the air.
Yes.
He hurt you that first possession on the ground, and they said no more. And after that, the Rough Rider offense completely held off the scoreboard. So can't say it any better myself, Adrian. The credit 100% goes to this Bruin defense and the resolve of their quarterback as well. You got to give credit to Austin Morris. A lot of high school quarterbacks, after throwing 3 interceptions in the first half,
Yes.
2 on consecutive drives, will kind of hang their head, go out, and not really have the utmost confidence. But Austin Morris, the senior, knowing that he doesn't have a whole lot of opportunities left in his career, came back out, kept chucking, and showed his toughness and his mental resolve throughout this matchup against Grand Forks Red River. The Bruins ultimately winning on our All True Health System scoreboard by a score of 20-14. That is our scoring summary, brought to you by Bergstrom Electric. We also had our finest auto trim cover of the game on that Matthew Dosh interception, and then our play of the game brought to you by Holloway Junk and Demo. That pick six by Caden Tostenson. We're going to take one final break in this broadcast. When we come back, we'll hand out our final award, and it's the big one, our PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. Don't go anywhere. We're going to come back and resume our post-game coverage on KNOX Live Sports.
It's game day, and whether you're feeding the family or the entire team, Hugo's is the place to go. Score big with favorites from the meat department, delicious fresh veggies, and don't forget about the bakery to celebrate the big win. Hugo's Family Marketplace, your game day headquarters.
Thief River Glass handles it all. Aluminum storefronts, auto glass, windows, shower enclosures, and more. Just like our athletes, we're built for every season. No job is too big or too small. Call 218-681-1333 for year-round dependable service.
When you're looking for a change of pace, a change of routine, or a change of scenery, we'll help you find what's next. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. For you.
Ready to launch your future? At Northland Community and Technical College, opportunity starts here. Train for high-demand technical and skilled trades or start with an affordable Associates of Arts degree and transfer with ease. Visit northlandcollege.edu.
The Kubota BX Series, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Talk to your Kubota dealer to schedule a demo.
For expert sales and service, visit Acme Equipment or online at acmekubota.com.
H&S Electrical Services is proud to support local high school sports. From homes to industry, we deliver safe, reliable electrical solutions. Locally owned and operated, our skilled team ensures quality and service you can trust. H&S, trusted in your homes and businesses.
Whether it's a golf course, your lawn, a pasture on your farm, cover crop, or even a food plot to help you get that big buck, Rivard's Turf and Forage of Grand Forks has developed, mixed, and packaged the premium specialized seed you need for almost every application. Go to rivards.com.
Rivals on the ice, united in the stands, and everyone's geared up from Jarrell Sports Center and Hockey World. Hockey gear, fan apparel, Nodak Pride, we've got it all and more. Locally owned, 1004 South Washington Street. Shop local, shop Jarrell's.
Grand Trailer Sales in East Grand Forks is your go-to spot for enclosed utility, flatbed, and dump trailers in the Red River Valley. They have the biggest selection on hand of trailers with great pricing. If you're looking for parts, service, or simply to buy, GrandTrailersSales.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our post-game show here on KNOX Live Sports, brought to you by Rivard's Turf and Forage and Grand Trailer Sales. This post-game report brought to you by Spray Advantage, everything you need for the chemical and spraying application on your farm, as well as the Ski and Bike Shop, where your next adventure begins. Great line of e-bikes, and we're getting close to ski season, whether it's downhill skiing or cross-country skiing. Contact Simon and his team at the Ski and Bike Shop on South Washington in Grand Forks. Just one final award to hand out in this post-game report, and then it's the big one. It's our PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. A lot of players you can give to for their performances, especially defensively. Honorable mention has to go to Matthew Dosh. He had that rushing touchdown for the Rough Riders on offense on that first offensive possession. Also had 2 interceptions, really shut down, Adrian. You mentioned earlier on in this postgame report, shutting down Drew Kessel, that star tight end for Fargo South, 6'7" frame. Matthew Dosh winning a couple of jump balls against him, getting 2 touchdowns to his record. But you got to give the award to the player who's on a winning team, and that's going to be a wide receiver. Kobe Seamers will be the recipient of tonight's PS Garage Doors Player of the Game. Had a couple of big plays. One on the first offensive possession for the Bruins, had a big hitter for 56 yards. Then on 4th down in half number 2, he had a 35-yard reception. So just in those 2 plays, over 90 yards receiving, and that's good enough to make him the recipient of tonight's PS Garage Doors Player of the Game, going to Kobe Seamers. So that will do it for tonight's broadcast. Grand Forks Red River loses a heartbreaker to Fargo South by a final of 20-14 on our All True Health System scoreboard. From our team at Layton Media and KNOX, Sam Jensen, Adrian Cummings, and Joey Spanger, we wish you a wonderful rest of your night. And until next time, we will see you.